Welcome to What We Watch When We Drink, a Booze Dancing Entertainment Network podcast featuring lively discussions about movies, TV shows, and anything else that we're watching while we drink our favorite boozy beverages. If you enjoy this show, please subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, Audible, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. You can also find us on boozdancing.com, and if you have any questions, comments, show or drink suggestions, email us at boozdancing@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Officer, I'm doing a podcast. Just give me 1 minute. Hold on. I'm back. Hey guys.
What happened?
Oh, it's just I don't know. I was illegally broadcasting, and cops came by.
We're like pirates. It's like pirate radio.
He's got his pirate radio going.
Right. We need Susan to come in and help us out. I know.
Yes.
Hey boys, we are live. We are live on the Booze Dancing Entertainment Network. Welcome to What We Watch When We Drink. And this is a very, very special episode for those out there in podcast land. Why is it a special episode? Gentlemen?
This is episode number 50.
50. The big five.
We are Bottled and Bond. The Bottled and Bond episode.
The Bottled and Bond episode. The big 5-0 episode.
But it's all scotch.
That's a good point. We're almost to Social Security episode. We're almost to ARP episode. What else are we? We're almost driving 55 or something. 50 episodes. That's like something.
It is something.
I'm sure a lot of podcasts never get to like episode 12. And we're at 50.
Hey, I think we beat Andrea Savage.
We were. Oh wow, we might have.
I think we beat Andrea Savage.
I think we beat David and David Lee Roth. I think too. I think those two both. Roth? Yeah, he's got one too, and I think he's on like 6.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of wacky episode. So anyway, we are here.
FYI, Savage, 21 episodes.
Hey, Savage, we beat you by 29.
Yeah, come on the show. We're gonna give you crap.
She needs to get her butt in gear, get that podcast back on. It was fun.
Plus, we miss her.
Yeah, we miss her.
Anyway,
hello, people out there in booze drinking land, booze dancing land. We are back together. We were with you last week. We're back again. Tonight is a special show. As we said, it's 50 episodes. And since we haven't done this for a while, this is the perfect time to kind of, it's halfway through the year, 50th episode. We're just going to sit around and talk TV, what we've been watching, because we haven't done this for a long time. And also, we have some really special whiskeys, courtesy of our friends at Imbibers Beverages, Chris Udi and Sam Filmus. They've sent us a 5-pack, 5,
Mm-hmm.
5,
one for bottle for every 10 episodes.
That's right. So our 50th episode is I wouldn't say sponsored by, but courtesy of I don't know what, inspired by the 5 samples that we have from the Impex beverage family of spirits. Are we doing okay, guys? We all right? There's a lot going on.
I'm thirsty.
You're
Living
thirsty.
the dream.
Living the dream.
And I'm fighting off a cold, so I need to medicate.
Yeah, I just want to give you a little update here, guys. We are watching the NBA draft as we're going to be doing the show tonight, and the pick is in for the Memphis Grizzlies at number 9. Just want to. It'll be any second now. We'll give you what the Grizzlies are going to be doing because you guys are probably.
What are the Sixers, like number 16 or something like that?
I believe they are 16. The Lakers are 17. So
okay,
the crowd is going crazy. They took Zach Edey. I think that's what wanted the Lakers to pick. I like that guy. All right.
Yeah, but there could be all kinds of stuff in the background. Anything can happen.
Sign a trade.
Anything can happen.
All right. So let's get digging into some whiskey.
Yep.
We are going to start. Where are we starting?
We will start with the Loch Lee Plowing Edition second crop.
A single malt from the lowlands, I believe, of Islay, of Scotland, right?
Shall I read a little bit?
Read a little bit. This is your job.
Okay, so the Loch Lee Plowing Edition second crop. Our seasonal small batch releases showcase the signature Loch Lee style in 4 different ways each year. As a working farm, these expressions tie in with exactly what is happening here at that time of year. in this Plowing Edition's second crop for 2024, the fourth in a new set of 4 limited editions. We have used 100% X Isla barrels. The main differences from Plowing Edition first crop this year are the focus on slowly 200-liter barrels and further aging in our on-site warehouses. 46% ABV, no color added, non-chill filtered, and again, X Isla barrels. Lockley is a John Campbell run distillery, correct?
Correct. Mr. Campbell, excuse me, retired from Lefroy on that very same Isla Island. And after being there like 30 years, I think, or so. And then
something like that.
Retired for like 8 minutes, and then went over to Lockleah. Is it Lockleah or Lockleah? Do we know?
I don't know. I'm sure we're getting them all wrong.
Right.
It could be Ploughing Edition for all I know.
We're
so
close enough for phonetics.
My question would be initially is where's that Isla barrel from? Is it from Lefroy? Does John have some pull?
I would think.
Yeah,
I would
maybe.
think. Oh, well, wait! A cheers, gentlemen.
A cheers. We're not drinking yet.
Cheers.
I'm smelling.
Oh, I know, but still.
Alrighty. Un, deux, trois. Cheers.
Oh, by the way, I know you
Yes.
can't really see it because I got my super special background in the back, but I have one of those cool like crystal cut Glencairn glasses.
Oh, those are nice. Those. I have one or two.
This
They're
thing's
great.
heavy.
They're very heavy. Don't drop it on your foot.
No.
Even one of your big feet. That'll hurt.
I have
fat
my
feet.
official
They're not
Olympics
really big.
glass.
They're fat feet. Oh, nice. Okay.
That's a nice little. That's a nice little smell.
That's pretty. See, the problem is I could see the tasting notes.
It has all that fruitiness, but then it picks up a little bit of that Isla, I guess.
A little bit. There's a little bit of
just a hint. Yeah.
So you said it was 200. What size barrel?
200-liter barrels, I believe it said. Yes, 200-liter barrels.
Which is like a gallon. I'm not really sure what liters are, right? Like a gallon
liter.
Something like that.
Is that like a litter? Is that like 200 liter? Like a litter of cats?
You can.
Is that what that is? Like 200 cats?
You can get 200 cats to the gallon. That's right.
Oh, that smells so nice, right? That's really.
Yeah, it's like bright, fruity. It's nice.
Yeah, right.
I've had a few of these, and they're all just very much like this. They're very bright.
Yeah.
They're very light. They're. I think Jason or Joshua says this. They're good session whiskeys. It's a good session whiskey, right?
Right, and we got a session going on here.
We have a session. We could be here for a while.
So this is like really light and fruity, and then there's just like a little hint of smoke and maybe some like herbal notes.
Yeah,
it's I'm kind of
touch.
If you didn't tell me that there was this Isla thing going on, I would have not thought it because it's pretty subtle.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I haven't tasted it yet though, so maybe it'll kick in the taste.
I did already. My first one, just to get my just to get the buds all.
Your beak wet. You wanted to get your beak
wet. My beak wet.
Right.
What's a beak wet? Oh, about 5 pounds.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, boy, that's nice. And I'm getting a little bit of the peat.
Yeah, there's more peat in the taste.
A little bit. Boy, that's nice.
Definitely. It's like peppery, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of smoke.
Mostly up front, though, right?
Yep. I think you're going to even like it more on that second taste.
Yeah.
Wow.
I almost get like a little like hickory.
Oh, what I was going to
like a light little barbecue note. You know.
So I was going to say I don't get the peat, but I get something barbecuey or tobacco-y a little bit, just a little bit, not much.
Woodsy, a little woodsy.
No, it's subtle and gentle.
It's very subtle, and we know
that's nice.
Mr. Campbell is a pro at putting these things together, right? And I don't know if he's just doing blending or he's just a production manager. I think he's a production manager there. But that was such an integral part of like the car chases, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Putting all that together. Put it all together with different casks and then this crazy peat level. And then it just kind of melds together and it changes the complexity or makes it more complex with all these different flavors going on and kind of tones down the smoke a bit. This is really lovely.
Yeah.
That is really nice. I like that.
I think that's the best word for it. It's lovely.
It is.
It is. That's really lovely.
It's a cracker.
Yeah, but
Nice.
it's good.
And
That's nice. That's
and like you said, a session.
Yeah.
This could be a session.
Yeah, but it's got a little heat to it though. Like it builds up. The heat builds.
I thought that the first step, of course, was really more biting. Second one, not so much. I'm gonna go for a third one and see what happens.
Little peppery. It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. I like it a lot.
And for something that I'm guessing is relatively young, the balance is there. It's well balanced.
Yep, and it is young because I think they're.
Yeah.
When did they start? 2019. So I think the story with them was, am I getting this right? The husband and wife, they had a livestock farm, and they decided to convert over to growing barley. I'm not sure what happened to all the livestock. Hopefully, they didn't eat them all. And then with the thought of opening a distillery, and I think the distillery was actually commissioned. I want to say 2018, and 2017 is when they started growing barley, I think. So they are young, and I'm guessing their first releases were only a couple years ago. So again,
really nice.
You would not, I think, initially think this as being a 3-year-old whiskey. I don't think. I mean, it tastes more mature than that.
Yeah,
in my mind.
That's
so
I like it.
Number 1 on the hit list tonight was the where'd it go? Lockley Ploughing Edition, second crop, single malt from the lowlands of Scotland, 46%, from the Impex family of spirits. Delicious.
Yeah,
Really
nice.
good. We'll rank them at the end.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I like that. I like it
so
a lot.
So here we are. We have not gotten together and just did one of these general free-for-alls of mischief and madness and mayhem. So we are just going to go around the room. Not that we have a room. We can't afford a room. We can barely afford a tent. And talk about what we've been watching over the last 16 years, 6 months. And Michael, we'll start with Michael and see where would you want to start? And we're going to just it'll all be random. Whatever you want to do.
I got to tell you about my youngest. He found Suits.
Oh God,
it's very popular.
He's been binge watching that every night. He finishes baseball, grabs a shower, and says, "All right, we got time for one. All right, we got time for two." And we're just blowing through episode after episode. And I'd watched it the first time around, and you forget how good it is and how certain characters are just such characters that you're just like,
wait.
They're so
is
good.
it really good though?
Suits?
I would say it's craptastic.
I find that when they don't deal with the legal stuff, it's a better episode.
Oh yeah,
the personal drama is the way you want to go. So the courtroom stuff, you're like, I don't know, they're lawyers or something. I don't know what they do, but the rest of it it's really well done.
Yeah. So I know nothing of this.
The supporting cast is tremendous.
I know nothing of Suits. I know of this cultural phenomenon that it's the Suits.
Yes.
Is it on the Netflix?
It's on the Netflix. Yes,
it's on the Netflix. And I just know that it was a show on, let's say, what was it on?
USA,
TNT, USA.
Yeah, USA. Yeah.
Home of fine quality entertainment and dramas. And then it's no longer on, correct? It's not a show that's correct. And then somehow Netflix gets its hands on it, and somehow it becomes the highest rated show on Netflix. And I don't understand why. What is
so much so that
I do not understand. Explain it to me.
Neither do I. And so much so that we have to suffer through T-Mobile ads with
those
Harvey
guys
and Mike. Yes.
Are those the characters?
Yeah.
So is it a drama or is it a drama with a dramedy?
It's a dramedy, I think.
Okay.
I think it's a dramedy.
So it's two guys that were attorneys.
It's a likable show.
Well,
it is an enjoyable show.
It's two guys and one guy pretends he's an attorney, and that's the whole behind the scenes piece.
Oh, so he's just a suit. Got it.
That the guy is he is one of these super geniuses, remembers everything he reads kind of guy. And,
like you. Photographic memory.
Yeah, totally.
Well, Now that I've gotten older, it's that's I'm full. I need to purge the banks.
Max.
You just need a RAM upgrade. That's all. A RAM upgrade.
Can you upgrade? Can you upgrade?
I don't know.
Sometimes.
But the two leads are really well. They really play off one another really well. There's a lot of sports references. There's a lot of music references.
There's a whole lot of movie and TV
and a lot of movie stuff where they go line for line going through movies. And it's if you've seen the movie, you're quoting along with them. You're like, oh, wow,
right.
That's pretty good.
Right.
The only thing I know about the show is that Meghan Markle was on it. I mean,
yes,
that's claim to fame. Claim to fame, right?
And I think the interesting thing with that is I don't know where all of the cast is from, whether they're theater people or whether this might be their first gig or whatever. But when she was initially on the show, you could tell that she was kind of a new actress, and she gets significantly better the longer the show runs.
Yeah, she was pretty good. I thought she was pretty good.
But the first year you're kind of like, okay, she's new, she's a little one dimensional. But as the show wears on, she is really well played. She really plays a great character.
Yeah.
And her dad is the illustrious Wendell Pierce.
Wow, you can't go wrong with Wendell Pierce.
We love
where
Wendell Pierce.
Bunk, baby, bunk.
You throw him out there, the guy could just read the phone book, and you're sitting there going, "Boy,
he is by far.
Boy, that was tremendous."
He's by far the best actor on the show.
Yeah,
hands down, the best actor on the show.
And that reminds me, we our friend Bozzy Karsu wants to come on this show. We were just texting recently. He wants to come on. We talked about this, about doing a Wire episode with Bozzy. So we gotta make that happen. That would be fun.
Well, you know what? It took us 2 years to get the Ardbeg thing going.
That's true.
So so we got time. We're good.
We got time.
We're never out. Stride.
Chill, Bozzy. Chill.
He's good.
Chill.
We're here for you, bro. We're here for you.
As I recall, like, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't Monk on USA?
I don't know. Was it on USA or NBC or?
No, I thought it was a USA one.
No, it was.
No.
I don't remember.
But
another good show.
So, Psych, I believe, was on USA.
Psych was on USA, yeah.
And also those were both fun shows. So if it's in that same kind of, whatever USA's mindset is on dramedies, I would maybe check it out. I like it.
Well, they got serious for a little bit, right, with that Mr. Robot?
They did, yes. They were actually very serious. They went a little dark
be taken seriously.
Yep.
Right.
Because we won Emmys. So interesting. Any other thoughts on the Suits?
On Suits, it's all about Donna.
Who's Donna?
Well, and they're talking about bringing the show back for another season.
What? Is this right?
Bring another season.
Is it going to be on Netflix or USA?
I think it'll be on Netflix.
Wow.
They're talking about bringing it back.
So what are those guys have been doing?
Yeah, I think they've just been getting residual checks. I don't know what they've been doing. I really haven't seen them in anything.
Well, they just got a T-Mobile money.
That's not a bad way to go. Isn't that funny how you
and 3 of them are on a cosmetic commercial with Judge Judy.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Right. What's his name?
The guy that plays Louis Litt and Jessica and Donna are all on there. So
right.
It's so amusing. Funny.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Suits. Check
How
it
about
out.
you, Edge?
Ange.
I mean, I got a laundry list of stuff here, but
let's just do one at a time.
We'll
go through another whiskey and go back around.
The best thing I've seen so far this year.
The best thing. We're starting with the best thing. Okay.
So far, the best thing I've seen so far was Ripley, and I don't think we've discussed Ripley.
We have not.
Yeah.
So, Mike, you finished it, correct?
Yeah, we finished it. Yeah,
I did too.
Aaron, did you finish it or
no?
I
did.
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I understand your gripes, Mike, that based on the book, the character, everyone that plays him are a little old. But the show was fantastic.
I thought it was going to involve aliens. I don't know why. I was waiting for Sigourney Weaver to show up, but didn't happen.
Didn't happen, huh?
Didn't happen.
I kept waiting for color. I just kept thinking, where's the red? Where's the blue?
Where's the red?
It's like there's a lot of gray.
I couldn't figure this out.
A lot of gray.
There was a lot of gray, and there was a lot of gray tones to it.
It was just such a good show. It was just.
Tell us why you loved it.
It was. I mean, everything from like the sound, the way they use sound in the show, whether it's the creaking doors or the creaking on the steps and the elevator, some kind of scratch or something breaking.
Yeah.
The photography was spectacular. Just the way it was very, very deliberate. I mean, you could argue it was slow, but I think it was all, again, deliberate. It was, it was paced that way. It was like excruciating. And it almost felt sort of real, like whether he's like trying to hide a body or get a body out of the house. It was just, it wasn't just like, oh, we got rid of the body. This was easy. No, nothing was easy. And just the little details that come back and they catch your eye. And then it was just so good. It was so good.
Well, I think the scenery, was like another character.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. And they leaned into that, and it was picturesque. It was really well done.
It was awesome. It was so good.
It makes you want to go to those places.
Yeah. It's
maybe not to kill people and impersonate people, but to go to those places. If I have to, I have to. But
it's an homage to a different era of filmmaking, most definitely, and a different era of storytelling. And this is not like what we see in TV or movies today. Whenever you do anything in black and white, it's like an old time movie. And this definitely felt like, and that was, I think, the intent was to make it feel like an old time, from a different era. I thought it was slow too. It took me a while to get into it. And there was times in the first few episodes I was, am I going to keep going with this? I'm glad I did. The end was odd. I thought the ending was odd. But I like the Caravaggio theme. That was very, I love the Renaissance painters. I thought that was really interesting. The cast was really good. I thought it worked all really well together. It was really good storytelling. As Mike said, that you've got these other characters, the character of Italy and the character of the filmmaking. It's almost a character. Mike and she said the way the sound is, the creaking doors, all those things. Yep. That's just not. We don't think about that anymore in movies. It does not. Or in TV. You just no. There's a door. There's a doorbell. There's a ringing phone. Whatever.
And then there were my people.
Yes.
Who I thought were great because they were just so unimpressed with everything.
Yeah. Yes, they were.
They were just like, oh, yeah. Just everything was just very matter of fact. Yeah. The detective. And of course, best acting by a cat.
The cat was very good. Yeah. The cat was excellent.
Was spectacular.
Yes. Spectacular. Yes.
It didn't have to say a word, and yet it said thousands of words.
The other thing which I thought was interesting is this was a movie with up and comers 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean what?
And now you've gone and taken something that people are somewhat familiar with, and you stretched the movie into a bunch of episodes. And I would say this is actually done better than the movie.
Oh, I thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought so. And it was interesting
where
too.
That original movie, if you look at the cast, that's like a who's who of everybody who's won something since.
Right.
And you think, well, how are you going to make that better? And I think they did.
Yeah, I think so. And was neat too. So they took a different approach with all the characters too. Yeah. Like Dickie wasn't really a dick in this movie, and Andrew Scott wasn't. He was. Like, I thought Matt Damon was actually creepier in a different kind of way.
Yeah.
In that movie. Whereas in this, he's just kind of picking things up and moving along and learning and just he was like AI. He was like a learning machine, like every little thing. Like by the end of the show, his Italian was fantastic.
Yes. Yeah.
He could just do it all, whether it's forging or copying signatures or a look.
You're definitely seeing the growth of the character on that level throughout the whole show, and also his demise at the same time. He's going this way with one thing and this way with everything else. So it was a really interesting character drama. I liked it. I liked it surprisingly more than I would have thought, because I didn't like it to start. Yeah, wasn't that good?
Yeah,
but I liked it ultimately.
Yeah, it's definitely worth sticking with.
Yeah.
Totally.
Aaron,
how about you?
I have so many to choose from. Yeah, I don't think we talked about this at all, but our 50th anniversary, our 50th episode, we should mention at least in passing, is Curb Your Enthusiasm ending. I think
that was on there.
Yeah.
That was one of the things I mentioned.
Yeah, and I don't even remember too much of the last episode. Not about the whole season, which I thought was really good. It got some up and down reviews. It was just a really great show, and I don't think it has. It's almost underappreciated, I think, in a lot of ways. And Larry David is a genius, and what he brought to television in those 11 seasons, 13 seasons. I don't remember how many it is.
I think it was a dozen.
A dozen. It was really amazing. And you know, I remember I wasn't a fan of it in the beginning because I thought this is just a dirtier version of Seinfeld, you know. But it really was much, much more, and I truly came to appreciate it. And I loved the way that it came out all full circle, ending the show with a more than a tip of a hat to the ending of Seinfeld throughout the whole season. And that's just great writing, because so much of what Seinfeld was, and even what Curb was, every episode, you start here and you go in a circle and you come back to the same thing that you started with, right? Every episode. Yep, totally. Yep. And this whole season was that, because it started talking about the ending of Seinfeld and ends with the ending of Seinfeld. Just so good. So funny. I mean, laughing out loud. And one minor thing is I cannot believe how good Bruce Springsteen was in the 2 episodes he was in. He could have been in that show from the beginning. He was so good. Who knew he could act?
Yeah. Bruce was great. And you know what? You gotta give what's his name a hell of a lot of credit. Richard Lewis.
Oh God.
Just going out. I mean, he went out in style. He really did.
Yeah.
And they didn't hide. They didn't hide him. They could have put him out to pasture. You know, you're too sick. We don't want you on the show. But no, those guys have been best friends for 30, 40 years. You're still on the show.
No, from birth.
Yep.
Well, they were born
they were
born a day apart or something, right? But they didn't really get to know each other till later. But same hospital. Yes,
they were born in the same hospital, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just a great show. Just so funny.
Oh,
yeah.
It is.
I mean,
it is.
You talked earlier about doing an edit of you guys at the murder table. I just need an edit of Susie just blasting away all the 4 letters.
I know it's out there.
Yeah.
She's so. And you know what's been good about it too? All the interviews, all the post-show interviews. Like Larry David was on Mark Maron, and he was great. He was on Conan, he was great. Susie Essman was on, I think she was on Mark Maron also. She was fantastic. So it's been kind of fun to just hear them, all reminiscing about the show.
Yeah.
And everything else that was going on. So that's been fun too.
Well, and I think, you walk a fine line where he had a really good show that ended.
Yeah.
And then he decides to bring it back. And you think, I don't know, how is this going to turn out? And I think the more recent episodes are actually better than the earlier episodes.
Yeah, totally. I agree.
Where you're like, you kind of hit your stride with, maybe you needed the time off to kind of flesh out life.
Yeah.
And he just, everything that happens in his life just is on the page, exaggerated, but it's on the page.
It's amazing
it's really good
to have on your resume those 2 shows, Seinfeld and Curb. One's a network show, one's a cable show, that are the height of their world, and just like Mount Rushmore kinds of shows on your own resume. It's just amazing.
And much like Seinfeld, where everybody wanted to guest star.
Yeah.
This second time around with Curb.
Oh my God.
His cast of thousands. I mean, my God, the people that were on that show.
Oh my God.
Some people doing ridiculous things, but they were on the show just to be like, I just want to be on the show.
Yeah.
I want to hang out in the big leagues.
Vince Vaughn. And I mean, it's just so many names. And I wish it kept going. Funkhauser. I wish it kept going, if only for all the cameos. It's so great seeing all these people in completely crazy situations.
Yeah.
They're not putting on airs to be some, trying to win an Oscar on some dopey movie.
Nobody's pretending.
No, it's great. I could, Albert Brooks character is, as Albert Brooks, is so funny in that. I think he's in the prior season, I believe. Just so good. Just so funny.
Yeah.
Well, let's do another round. Mike, want to pick another
What's
one?
our next whiskey?
Whiskey or another?
Let's do another.
Let's get
Let's do a couple shows, then we'll go back to the whiskey.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
One more.
we got five whiskeys. I just want to make sure
All
we
right,
have
that's fine.
time for
Let's do the whiskey. We'll do the whiskey.
whiskey.
We'll do the
Whiskey, some shows. Whiskey, some shows.
Okay.
We're good.
So number 2 is the Nickneen single cask bottling. Let me read a little bit. What's it say on the label? Nickneen organic single malt whiskey, 46% ABV. So let me read a little bit about this. By the way, the bottle, spectacular.
Yes,
Oh.
that's great.
It's really, really pretty.
That is a great bottle.
That is a beautiful
Meets
bottle.
my
It looks
seal
like
of approval.
It's like a giant bottle of perfume
Yeah.
with all this stuff underneath, Oh, it's gorgeous.
Well, this could be.
I mean,
Oh my God, it smells nice.
What the hell did I do? Hang on a second here. I think it's messed up. Anyway, I'm going to read. All right. To celebrate our official launch into the United States, we are excited to bring you Aeon 18-642, a deliciously creamy ex-bourbon cask filled in 2018 during our second year of distilling and bottled at cask strength. Is it? No, wait. Am I reading the right one?
Wrong one.
I don't know. It says
This
organic.
is the organic single.
Well, that's
46%.
Oh, maybe I hit the wrong one. Oh, poo. Wait a minute.
We'll clean
Wait
this
a
up in
minute.
editing.
Where's that production?
No, there's no editing. There's no editing. No, there's no editing on this.
Remember
there's
when
no
we
editing.
had a production assistant and they would clean this stuff up before we went on
I
air?
fired him. You know why? That was taking just too long.
Well,
They
Too
went
long.
to HR.
well, there
There's
was
not a
that
problem
HR.
with
There was that HR
A lot
thing.
of, lot of HR.
There's always an HR thing.
NDA, man. NDA. Can't say anything.
All
NDA.
right, look, I don't know.
NDA.
I don't know. It's 46%. We can just go into it. I got to look. I'm sorry. Sorry, Sam. Sorry, Chris.
Well, it's leggy. This is nice.
So, well, I
Let me
don't want to do a lot of comparing, but there's definitely. It's funny you said that. I was thinking feels oily a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, let me go back in.
Viscous.
Viscosity. I like. You know how I like viscosity. 10W30. Is it a 10W30?
10W30, 10W40, whatever it takes.
Is this summer
Whatever
weight?
it takes.
Summer weight whiskey. Summer weight. All right.
It's a light fruity whiskey too.
Yeah.
It is. It's not super strong in the nose.
Like a little apples, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Smells nice.
Apples.
Smells good. No smoke. I get no smoke on this
No.
one. No, the nose anyway.
I believe
Where's
are.
Nickneen made? Are they? They're a distillery, right?
Yeah. They are. I want to say they are also a lowland distillery.
Okay. All right, where are we at here? I gotta. Okay,
Gotta chew my whiskey.
This is a good
Chew it?
chewer. This is a good chewer.
Chew your whiskey. Boy, that's nice. That's good.
They're in Morvern. You ever been to Morvern?
I've never been anywhere.
No, you have not been anywhere.
Never been.
No idea.
Where the heck is
Okay,
Morvern?
so maybe this is it. All right, maybe this is just the regular single malt, right? Okay,
Mhm.
forward-thinking whiskey, smooth and elegant. Nickneen organic single malt is easygoing and delicious, however you drink it, with flavors of I'm not going to say, made from organic Scottish barley, whose natural yields and rich soils contribute depth of flavor. The gentle fermentation and distillation accentuate the delicate fruity flavors in the spirit. Matured in specially treated red wine and American whiskey barrels alongside a small amount of sherry casks to develop Nickneen's signature body and sweetness. Okay. All right, let me go in here.
So they are.
A little bit more than just the front of the palate there. You get a little mid and a nice finish.
That does have an interesting texture to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like it's oily, but it's not. So yes, it's a summer weight oil.
Yeah. Summer weight.
Very light. You know, you don't want it to be gunk up. Is that the word?
Yep.
So I don't know. This would be considered an islands whiskey because it's really off the coast, the west coast, and right across from the Isle of Mull. So it might be considered an islands whiskey.
Or can it just be considered a coastal whiskey? If it's
Or coastal whiskey, yep. It's
So is
not,
it on the mainland? It's not on one of the islands.
it's not on the island, but it's across from Mull. I don't think this is considered an island. Not too far from Tobermory. Well, Tobermory is on Mull.
Is on Mull,
The other
right?
end.
Is that
Yeah,
like Martin
yeah.
Mull?
Like Martin Mull, but taller.
Like taller. Okay.
but viscous.
We're
Viscous.
talking TV. I could do this.
Way to go.
I could do this. I'll
Good
make
job.
the face. Cards and letters. Am I getting cards and letters?
You
Only
probably
for Martin
will.
Mole.
You'll be getting cards and letters.
I wish.
Attorneys
I
everywhere.
wish.
Mr. Mull.
I wish.
We love Mr.
If
Mull.
only.
Mr. Mull's funny.
He is.
I like this. This
Yes.
I
Yeah.
would consider another session whiskey.
Yeah, session whiskey.
Yeah,
that's
I
nice.
could go through a bottle of this pretty easily.
And again, I think we're finding 2 whiskeys now that if someone says they don't like whiskey, give them this.
Yeah, that's
He's
really good.
around.
Yeah,
That is different. I really like that. That's really, really unique.
and it's
I've
organic,
heard that.
right? That's kind of
Yeah.
because that
Yeah.
you see in that push in the industry a lot
Yeah.
of places.
So then it's got to be good for you, right?
It's got to
Right.
get for you.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
it's got vitamins and minerals.
This is going to kill my cold.
Yeah, hopefully,
This will kill my cold.
Hopefully.
Or me.
or you.
Or me.
Hopefully, it won't kill you.
Either way, the cold dies.
Hopefully.
Right? It'll just get
Oh,
passed on to somebody
and-
else.
And the cold.
Because a cold needs a host, right? So if I'm dead,
Yes. Yeah.
I'm no longer a host.
Yeah. You're a co-host, really.
Oh.
I'm a sidekick. I'm a sidekick.
Oh.
Can I be a sidekick?
You can be a sidekick.
There you go. I'll kick
This
you.
is really easy. I
I'll
like
kick you
this.
till you're dead, old man.
this
Sorry, different movie.
has an interesting.
You
There's a little
give
bit of
those dogs
salinity
One
is
more
the-
piece of my food.
I'm gonna kick you till
You get a
you're
little salinity, did you? Did
Yeah.
you get salinity?
on the
Yeah,
side of my
nice.
tongue.
That's really,
it
really
is
nice.
salty.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
it. I like that
That is really,
saltiness
really
in
nice.
whiskey occasionally. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, same.
It's really good.
That's like
Yeah, it's not just one note. Yeah.
So that
Mm.
was
It's-
Nick.
you know.
Dean.
Supposedly, if you put like, I think I've heard if you put salt on like watermelon,
Yes,
it like brings out more sweetness.
I have a friend that does
So
that.
it's almost like that,
Yes,
you know.
I have a friend that does that. And I used to think he was crazy, but it's a thing. It's a real thing. Or salt on what? I've seen salt on lots of kind of different fruits. It's really
Yeah.
interesting. It really
Salt on
brings
your
out
margarita. Come on.
salt on your margarita. There you go.
Right. That's really
Not
nice.
a fruit. Not a fruit.
I like that. That's very.
So
very
this
good.
is actually, it says here, it is a distillery in Drimmen on the Morvern Peninsula of the Highlands. So actually a Highlands area. It is beside the
Okay.
Sound of Mull.
Mm. That is delicious. So it's
and-
mull adjacent.
It's Mull adjacent, right? Yes.
It's mullish.
Founded by Annabelle
Mull.
Thomas and started producing in 2017. They have some seed investors, literally, and they raised 1.7 million pounds for expansion in 2020, and their first bottle was sold in 2020 for at auction for a fundraiser of some sort. 41,000 pounds.
Wow.
One
Nice.
bottle.
So here's the question: do you drink it?
Oh, hey, if you have that much money,
No, bottle number 1. It goes under the house.
You buy two, right?
or
You buy
castle.
two.
My tail. That's right.
Hmm.
All right. Number
It's in
2
the Tower of
whiskey
London.
from the
It's
Impact
in the Tower of
family.
London.
Nick Neen. Nick Neen, the
Mm.
organic single malt with a great bottle.
Delicious.
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 All right.
Delicious. Okay.
Michael, you're up. Move. What do you got?
So talk about a couple movies I saw.
Ooh.
I was
talk to
one of
me.
the few people that saw Madam Web.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Adam Webb.
It was supposed to be a Spider-Man-esque movie that was going to introduce a whole new run of people through the Marvel universe.
Was this in
It's
America?
I think
Were you going
it's
to
a Sony picture,
Sony? That's
and,
that's a
it
real
was-
company.
and it was entertaining, but not what I would call good. It was not good. I don't believe there'll be a second one.
Who is in
It's
this
on
fine
Netflix.
film?
Oh, Dakota. No, what's her name? Dakota Johnson.
Dakota Johnson.
Wow, that's a big
So
name.
she's the lead character in it, and it was not well received in my house. Let's just say
I tried to watch 5 minutes up and I turned it off.
it's not well received.
Wow.
We saw that, and then we saw Fall Guy.
Fall Guy. So
I
that
I
came
just
out
saw
recently,
it 2
right?
weeks ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little more recent, and it's Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, and boy, that was good.
So Fall Guy
I thought I-
is it based on the TV show?
Loosely,
Loosely. So it's
Very
about
loosely
a
based,
it's about a
Fall Guy.
Stuntman.
stunt guy, right? Who solves
Yeah,
crimes.
Yeah. Wow.
He solves his crime.
Yeah.
His
He
Right.
solves his crime.
Crime.
He
Right.
solves his crime.
Right.
His crime.
I enjoyed it too. I saw it 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago. I thought it was great.
So I'm assuming it
It
was
was a lot of fun.
relatively funny, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right. I
Yes.
can see that.
Ryan Gosling is highly entertaining.
He
That
is.
kid's got some talent, man. He's good.
Yeah.
I hate to admit it, but that kid's good. Why do I hate to admit it?
Why do you think him? He's good. No, he's good.
Yeah, he's good.
He deserved it all.
He's
He's
very,
really,
very good.
yeah. I don't think he gets enough. It feels like he doesn't get enough parts. He doesn't, see a whole lot of them. He's not.
Oh, he does a lot. I think he's
Really?
You know what he needs? He needs a little more exposure. We should have him on the show.
He should
Oh,
come on
that
the
would be-
show.
That
Ryan?
that would boost his.
Ryan?
that would
Can we
boost
get the
his-
two
his-
Canadians?
Ryan?
Can we get the two Canadian
would
Ryan?
boost-
Ryan,
Ryan?
come on in, Dad.
Can
We can come on
we
to
get Gosling and what's his name too? What's his
Ryan
face?
Reynolds?
Yeah, Reynolds.
all the
Let's
Ryans.
get two Ryans.
Ryans.
First there's all the Chris's in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
We get the two
And
Ryans.
the Ryans. Can we have Emily Blunt,
Yes,
please?
please.
Okay, good. Okay, that's right.
Does what's his name have to show up too?
No, he
Do we
doesn't.
need Jack Ryan?
What's it? Is that Krasinski?
Yeah,
Krasinski?
Isn't that his
Sure, why not?
He can come on. He's fine.
yeah. Why not? He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, he
Sure,
does
why not? Let's get him on
he
there.
does the clear and present danger stuff. The
Right.
Jack
He's
Ryan
Jack
thing.
Ryan
And which is leads us
With-
right back to
with-
Red October
with Wendell Pierce.
with
Wendell
Wendell
Pierce.
Pierce.
That's true.
it all comes back
We
to
get
Wendell
Wendell
Pierce.
Pierce too.
The
Oh
man,
my
the myth,
God.
the legend, Wendell Pierce.
Cavalcade
He's in
Stars.
everything.
It all
The
comes
Cavalcade of
back.
Stars. We'll bring it back.
That's right. A cavalcade, and we can talk Red October, even though they're not in it.
Let's do it. I'm in.
So I will see. Was that on Netflix or was that in the theaters?
I saw it in the theaters, but it'll be on probably Prime or something soon.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Coming to a streaming service near you.
Yes, right. Michael, anything else on this round?
No,
No.
a little at a time.
Ange, look at that. Just drip grab.
Yeah.
Ange,
All
A
right.
lot of whiskey to go through.
So here we go. Hacks.
that's a good one. It's on my
Season
list
3.
too. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
I loved it. I thought it was really good. I actually think I like season 3 a little better than season 2. I thought it was good from start to finish. It was good. It was like, you got the little like, okay, what would be, instead of the bromance, what would you call it if it's two women that are like friends having a really, really close relationship?
Girl romance. I don't know what the term is, but yes, that relationship is just really great. And
They're
it's
fantastic.
very deep on so many different levels. Sisters,
Yes. And I would have to
employee, employer, mom, daughter always wanted, mom always wanted. It's mentor, mentee. Yeah. There's a lot going on there, that relationship, and they've really carved it out really well. Have carved it out from the beginning from the first season on. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, it's okay. And also, I have to say, the Hannah Einbinder, she's gotten really, really good. She was a little, so at first. But by season 3, I like the way they handled some of the situations. Some of the otherwise, like, kind of unusual or uncomfortable situations, I thought they were really handled really well.
Yeah.
Her acting, I think, is really, really great.
Right.
She has
she's been really, really good.
really grown as an actress. Her comedic timing is just dead on. It is spot on.
Oh, yeah.
And Gene Smart is a pro's pro, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
With Andrew, you and I talking about this. I was talking about this with somebody. I totally forgot that she was in The Mayor of Easttown as the mom. Right. And this is like after season 1 of Hacks, or during 2,
I think it might
somewhere
have been,
in there.
It might have been. I think Hacks came out after.
Maybe you might be right.
Whatever. It's around that time. She was like just working.
Totally
like
different
gangbusters.
thing, right? She was spot on Mayor, and she's just amazing as a she's 70 years old. I don't know how she was. Let's say she's close
Something
to
like
70. She is just aged like fine wine. She was. Remember when her career started? She was the bombshell. She was the blonde bombshell in things she did. Now she's like this. Just ball busting, great actress, who can pretty much do anything. I think at this point.
And she was a little bit of a sidekick on Designing Women.
She was, yeah.
And now you look at it and go, wow, maybe you should have given you more to do on that show.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
You think maybe she's like almost like a B. Arthur in terms of just attitude? Not saying looks, but in terms of just that matter of factness.
Yeah, I think the straightforward approach.
Straight shooter.
Yeah,
Totally.
delivery. Yeah.
And at least the role she's had, definitely, right? She plays that kind of straight shooter. Just
Right.
B. Arthur's a really good comparison. She's right there in your face. She's not afraid to say things, and she's saying things she probably in this role that she probably never in a million years would thought she would have said as an actress.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's hope not.
Yeah, really. And she nails them, right? Her
If
she has grandkids, they must be going, Grandma, what are you saying? Oh my God. The whole arc of the show is just really great, and how it's gone from year 1 to year 2 to year 3.
Yep.
It's just really a great show.
And without giving away anything, the ending of season 3 was spectacular.
It was.
That was just fantastic. Yeah. You didn't watch it all, Mike, have you?
I saw the first 2. I didn't see the second one. Or third one, I mean.
Oh, you saw the first 2 seasons?
I saw the first 2 seasons, yeah.
Season 3 is really good.
It's really good.
Really good. Get on it.
And
it's an easy watch.
And another one, half hour episodes. Another one with
half hour, 40 minutes.
Another one with really great supporting cast. Everyone's really good in it, and one of the supporting cast members is one of the creators of the show.
Yeah, the agent, was it Jimmy?
Jimmy, I don't know the actor's name, but he's really.
I think
good.
he's improved a lot too. His character's gotten.
He has too, yeah, and you can see the growth of. So they're these ancillary characters in season 1. They feel like they're young actors, a few of them, and they're just kind of. This is like a big opportunity here. HBO show. This is a big deal. They've grown into their roles, and they're far better at those roles, I think, in season 3 than they were in season 1. They probably could get more words, more dialogue, but it's not their show. But they're good, and they help the whole movement of the show go along. It's a great show. It's really fun.
Yeah.
What else, Ange? Hacks.
Okay, hacks. These are all kind of more like the biggies, the really, really good stuff of the year. Then I watched Baby Reindeer, and I was kind of curious. At first, I was a little bit like I had no idea what was going on, but it's actually really, really good. It's also like the kind of thing like I forget what show it was. It was one of the shows we talked about before. I think it was, I think it was actually like Hacks season 1. Remember Hacks season 1? Like by the time I get like episode 4, that thing happened and the show just kind of took a turn and it got just really good.
Yeah.
Same thing with this. Like you think it's going in one direction. Then there's like this big reveal at about mid-season, and it's like, oh, this is what it's really about.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil any of it because it's just very, very well done.
I haven't
really, really.
I've been a little nervous to watch it because it feels like
it's rough.
It's really uncomfortable.
It's a rough show.
I'm not sure I want that level of entertainment, and I do like a lot of uncomfortable shows, but you've talked about it a lot, and it's gotten great reviews. It's a really meaty kind of show to watch. Is it? It's a series, or it's a movie.
I don't know if they're going to do a second season, but
it's
like 6 episodes or 8 episodes.
Okay, so it's a limited run kind of.
But they're not long. I mean, you can probably watch it in like an afternoon or whatever, which is what I think I did. But it was good. It was good, and I think it's more of a binge kind of show just because of the way the momentum builds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was interesting. There was by the time you get to the end, there's a couple scenes where he just has these he has this monologue because the guy's supposed to be like he wants to be a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
And there's one part where he's doing a show and everything's going horribly bad, and then he just totally breaks down on stage. And what did I do?
What did you do? Gremlins.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button. My
Gremlins.
Apologies. Yeah, but he has this reveal on stage, and it was incredible. It was really, really good. It was actually really good. The lead actor's excellent. So, interesting show. Tough watch. Not one for the kids, but damn good show. Damn good show.
My turn.
Yes.
Okay. This is going to be a little weird one because I just watched it.
Go ahead.
The documentary from Andrew McCarthy on the Brat Pack.
Brats.
Wow. I just watched
What was
it
that?
last week. It's on, I want to say Hulu, right? Hulu.
Okay.
It's based on a book that he wrote, which I did not read. And from what I gather from the documentary, it's Andrew McCarthy trying to come to grips with that overnight success, fame that was thrust upon this group of kids. And now he's pushing 60, I guess, and trying to figure out what it all meant. I'm kind of probably making a little melodramatizing it a bit, but he goes in this documentary to find and search out other Brat Pack people, Brat Packers, and to talk to them about what they went through and how did they deal with all this. And he's semi-successful in this. I don't care about spoilers here. He never gets to see Molly Ringwald. He never. You see Emilio Estevez. Actually, Emilio Estevez, and they haven't seen each other in 30-something years, and it's strange seeing Emilio Estevez because he looks so much like his dad. Talking about how, that was like this time, and he's way past it. What's oh shoot, I forgot his name. He's very popular on TV now. Good looking guy. He's a Brat Packer also. Rob Lowe. Thank you. Rob Lowe is, of course, he's Rob Lowe. He's like, he can't talk about it enough. That was a great part of our lives, and I don't mind talking about it, and it was just great, and we should honor ourselves because of what happened, what we went through.
And he is his generation's Paul Rudd.
That's true.
That man doesn't age.
No, he does not. No, he does not. Ali Sheedy, who was a little bit not sure about, the conversation. She was very distant with Andrew McCarthy. And she was, I loved hanging around with all you guys. It was fun. It was a lot all at once. And also, which I was stunned that she was in this, was the girl from Friends. Help me. She was in St. Elmo's Fire, dark hair, married to come on, you guys. Yeah, she was on Friends. Is she on Friends? Not Friends.
Yeah, so I'm like, what?
Oh,
Friends?
come on. We're editing this, right?
No.
Leah Thompson?
No.
Demi Moore?
Yes, Demi Moore. Thank you, Demi Moore.
She was not.
She wasn't on Friends. Sorry, she wasn't on Friends.
She was on Friends.
But she was really interesting. She was really emotional about that time. It's very interesting seeing how people look back on these. That was a cultural moment, right, in Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
Television or movie, Hollywood realizes there's this whole world of people that want to see kids and college kids in movies. That didn't happen before. That wasn't a thing. It was Shirley
the
Temple
80s and the 90s. Right?
And there was a lot of it. There was tons of it. And who is a Brat Packer? Who's not a Brat Packer? And the whole why did the Brat Pack story even come about? And
I'm just a brat. I have no pack.
No. And the funny thing, the really interesting part of the whole thing, I thought, was because it was based on a New Yorker article. That's where the term came from. It was a very famous article from this, right? And Andrew McCarthy goes to talk to this guy. That was uncomfortable because the guy, he interviewed Emilio Estevez, I think, in that article. And he was not condemning the whole Brat Pack thing. And the name just came out of the blue for the name of the title of the article. I don't think the term is actually in the article at all. But that's what took over the whole, media storm. He really didn't think he was doing anything wrong. He didn't think he was being so critical that this was going to be this negative thing, but it became this huge negative thing, and that it just clouded these kids to no end. And
No.
Rat Pack wasn't a healthy thing, and that's how some of these actors and actresses have dealt with it over the years. And Andrew McCarthy is still trying to deal with it. So, I if you like that era, if you like those movies, and it's kind of fun. Many people that you want to see in it are not in it. I would have loved to see Molly Ringwald, Anthony Michael Hall. They are not in it.
And Judd Nelson, right?
Judd Nelson is not in it, but at the very end, he finally takes Andrew McCarthy's call. But that's not. But the rest of it's not. You don't see what happens. So, it's interesting. I really liked it.
And I think for the time, they were the next generation of the Rat Pack. So you got to call something from. Like the Rat Pack.
Yes.
So they're the Rat Pack.
Yes.
And you're hard pressed to find a movie that was made from 80 to 90 that doesn't have at least one of them in it.
Yeah.
I mean, they filled the screen with just an endless stream of film roles for these kids, which are now they're all older than us. But
it's funny you said that about the Rat Pack. So I think it's Rob Lowe telling the story how they're at dinner somewhere in New York or maybe in Hollywood. There's some event, and I want to say Shirley MacLaine. I don't remember. Some older actress. I think it was Liza Minnelli. Liza Minnelli is sitting there and with Rob Lowe and Andrew McCarthy and says, "Let's go to Sammy's house." And they go to Sammy Davis's house, and Sammy Davis is like
I saw that clip. That's really
so
funny.
Great. It is so Hollywood, and Rob Lowe is like a Hollywood guy. Can you imagine him? 30 years ago, 40 years ago, and just sucking this up and just loving it. It would be so great, so great. Okay, that's the Bratz documentary on Hulu. I just finished watching another show on Hulu called The Veil. Which is it?
With Elizabeth Moss?
Yes, with Elizabeth Moss, who plays a MI6 agent, and she is going to stop a ISIS agent, terrorist, from helping to blow up a tanker ship that's going into the United States, a U.S. port. And that's coming over. And she's working with the CIA and the French CIA is. And she thinks her ability is to get inside of a person's head and get them to basically be their friend and tell them things. And what she needs to know from this woman is what the ship is, what's the plan, and what's the name of the ship. It takes a long time to get there. I liked it. It's really done well as one of those spy dramas, and it's tough for me to get that it's Elizabeth Moss. She's not my favorite actress.
Peggy.
I think of her as Peggy. It's hard to imagine her being like this. She's not a kick-ass kind of character in this. She does a little of that. It just doesn't seem like the right person for the role. Right. Although I liked it. There's all the drama of one of these kind of things, but I don't know. It wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible either. So you might check it out.
Plus she's an American playing an English person, right?
She's playing it, yes. And she's...
So is this more meh TV?
More what?
Or is it better than meh? You said there was an article a while back about
it's
average TV.
It's meh plus.
Meh plus.
Meh
okay.
Plus. Yes.
Is that like Hulu Plus?
Yes.
It's a solid.
It's a solid. Yeah. Yeah. And it gets of course, it's like all these dramas. She screwed up because of her parents or her dad and her former lover and who's a former spy himself, and it all comes full circle. And so, I'm not sure I can recommend it. I don't know, but I did sit through it. So there you go.
Okay.
All right. So you go on to next whiskey number 3.
Whiskey number 3.
Yeah, let's do it.
What we watch when we drink, the 50th episode show. We are going through a bevy of whiskeys from our friends at Impex
Cinco.
Beverages. Cinco. And we are
Cinco.
on Whisky Tres. Whisky
number
Tres.
3, right?
Whisky number 3.
So this is the Isle of Raasay, Hebridean Distillers, Duncana Sherry Quarter Cask Release. A new addition to our core single malt range. Duncana is our peated and unpeated spirit matured first in the strong foundations of our rye casks with a second maturation in Pedro Jimenez and Oloroso Sherry Quarter Casks. ABV 52%. So again, first maturation in rye cask, second maturation in Pedro Jimenez and Oloroso Sherry Quarter Casks. So, and again, peated and unpeated spirits. This is a first edition release 2023, 14,000 bottles globally, 1,500 for the United States. So,
hello.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. And another beautiful bottle. My God.
Yes.
My God.
Correct.
My God. So, Mike, I got your guy that came yesterday to talk about a bunch of work that I want to get done.
Yep.
And I said, I want some open shelves. And I got all these books. I don't read much, but I do drink. Yeah. So those books might go, and the whiskey might go on. So, all right, let's see how this is. This is very dark. This is a very dark one. Much darker than the other two.
With your PX cask, that'll happen.
Yeah. Like the Loch Lee is almost like just kind of like
wispy,
off
clear.
White. Yeah. Like the Loch Lee looks like you're well hydrated. The Nickneen looks like you're okay hydrated. The Isle of Raasay, you might want to see your doctor.
Yes. Yeah. This is from this little...
Cards and letters.
Cards and letters. This is from the Isle of Raasay. That's how you pronounce it. Which means it's Old Norse for Roe Deer Island. Or possibly the Horse fantastic. Island. There are... would anyone like to guess the population of Raasay?
I have it in front of me, so I can't say.
Oh, Michael?
100.
Price is Right rules? Price is Right rules?
Well, you're very close. It's 161 according to Wikipedia. 161.
Well, how many did you say, Mike?
100.
Oh, you were close. Yeah, so you win. You didn't go over.
Win.
Wait, if I'm close enough, do I get both showcases?
Yes.
Yes, sure.
Yes. You get to keep your whiskey. That smells really good.
Boy, that
smells really, really good.
That's luscious.
Right? A little vapory?
Definitely vapory. Oh, yeah. No.
So.
Yeah. But I think that the PX cast really gives you that rich.
Again, I'm getting like that like barbecue-y kind of thing.
Well, you got some. You got some peat. You probably will.
Yeah, that's the.
And then with the PX, it gives it that sweetness, so you get that nice sweet barbecue sauce.
The stone fruits come through.
Stone fruits, dark fruits.
It's like a Stubbs barbecue sauce.
Well, I like Stubbs. I love the Stubbs.
Future sponsor of.
Stubbs is pretty good.
Yeah, we love Stubbs.
It's Stubbs, huh?
Our next episode will be episode number 51. We're going to be just tasting barbecue sauces.
I'm in. I'm all game for that. With or without wings.
Well, we watch what we based.
Oh, I like that. What we base when we watch.
What we base when we watch.
Oh.
What is this?
That is a horse of a different color.
52%. 50, I think I was...
It's got some oomph.
I think I was oomphed more by your oomph when you said that than actually the oomph in my mouth. When you said that, whoa! But actually, it's not that hot to me.
Compared to the first two.
Yeah. Yes.
It's interesting. I got like almost like
this
fudgy.
Okay,
like
chocolatey,
chocolatey fudgy kind of thing.
Yeah.
This really, I get tobacco a lot.
Yeah.
Or maybe dark chocolate. Maybe like you said, fudge. I mean,
yeah, something like that. You know what I mean? Like a rich dark fudge. You know,
there is this. It might even be ashy. Like
it's a mole
cigar.
It's a mole.
It's a mole. It's a little mole-ish. Yeah.
It's a little mole, right?
Maybe a little.
Have this with like some nice.
Maybe a little burnt mole. Because there's definitely a char to it all. So it's more
burnt mole. Is that like one? Is burnt mole like one of those wrestlers? You know, with the mask. Burnt mole.
He's French.
He is French, yes. This is when you said Pete, how much Pete was it? Do we know how much? What was the casting on the Pete thing?
It just says Peter and unpeated spirit, so I don't know.
It feels. I just assumed it would not be very peaty, and now it feels. At least the effects are.
That's nice.
More.
This is tough, man. This is really tough. Not to not to be blowing smoke, but so far 3 delicious whiskeys.
I thought,
and they're all very different. They're all
very
really
different. This one's way
really
out there from the
I'm thinking at the end, when I said we'll determine what we like best. I don't think it's going to come down to which one I like best. I think it's going to come down to which is just the most different or the most unique or the most, you know what I mean?
Or which one I had last, because they're all.
So this one,
so far so good, man.
This one I would.
We're on a hot streak.
We said those other 2 would be session whiskeys. I don't think this is a session whiskey for me. This is one that
this is
dessert. This is post dinner.
No,
that's really funny you said that because I just got this burst of sweetness. This would be an ice cream whiskey. I could put this.
That'd be nice, right? With a rum raisin. Remember with a rum raisin ice cream.
A nice panna cotta.
Ange, you read my
panna cotta.
Panna cotta. Yeah.
Panna cotta.
Well, it's funny you said raisin because this is definitely those dark fruits, those raisins and
absolutely
prunes and all.
But not too much though, because sometimes when I get those sherry cask ones, like the ones that are real sherry bombs.
Yes,
I get a little reflux.
I don't like that.
I love them.
Yeah. I don't like it when they're over the top. No,
they don't like me. So,
well, I think the peat tempers some of that too.
Yeah,
that it gives you it rounds the flavor more, so it's not just
and maybe
fruits,
the rye cask too. I mean, it's just
a
combination of they got a
little bit of everything
going on. Yeah, that's
good.
That's
nice.
That.
That's very nice.
That's delicious. It's
very
really
nice.
Good. And
now I'm getting that barbecue note again.
And a whiskey with a 5.
Yeah. We've hit the 5s for the 5-0 episode.
With the 5.
In the 5s.
Right. We're in the 5s.
There you go.
Okay, Michael, your turn. You're up again.
Well, you talked about this one before, but Mr. and Mrs. Smith was one of the ones I really enjoyed.
Oh, that was a good show.
For the beginning of the year.
Loved it.
That was a really good show.
Loved it.
And I hope they bring that back.
I hope it's another.
They figure it out.
Yeah.
And again, I liked your suggestion. I think didn't you say just having a new Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Yeah.
Right. Because that's what they were doing anyway.
Yeah.
Right. That's what they were pretty much doing anyway. Because the other couple, the one with what's her name?
Parker Posey. Yeah.
Parker Posey. They were also Mr. and Mrs. Smith, right?
Yes. Right.
And with Pablo Escobar.
Right. Yes.
Right.
I think the concept of taking this spy thing and really it's not about being spies, it's about a relationship. And everything's a metaphor for the relationship is so fascinating for a series. A great concept. It'd be easy to make this about these 2 spies that are put together to do these or whatever they are to do these undercover jobs. Whatever. But to really get into how they work together, how their relationship is developing, that's the really interesting part about this show.
And the sessions with the counselor.
Yes.
That was really well done.
It's really great. That is just, it was so fun. And they're a really good, I'm not sure. I mean, we know a lot about Dawn Glover and I forgot her name. Her name is actress.
I can't remember.
She's so good. And they just work so well together. They are just bang on, just a really great pair. And I'd love to see them, work together again in something. They're really good. Really good.
Maya Erskine?
Maya Erskine.
Yep.
Right. Ooh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Maya Erskine and her father is a famous drummer, Peter Erskine. Famous jazz drummer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Jersey guy.
Jersey guy, I think you're right. Got another one, Michael, or is that it?
No,
for this
you
round.
won Ange.
Okay, me?
Yes.
All right. Sugar on Apple TV.
Oh,
Apple TV Plus.
Yep.
So the first episode.
First episode I thought was spectacular.
Yeah.
First episode was great. Colin Farrell was really good throughout. The middle gets a little too shaggy and a little too almost kind of irritating. The middle 2 episodes starts off okay, drags a little at the middle, but I do say they sort of stuck the landing in a way. You know, like I get a little tired of like the what do you want to call it? The secret plot twist. You
Yep.
know, and I don't know who started this trend, but it's just like it feels. What would you say? It's weak writing,
Yeah,
sort of. I think
contrived.
you just
It's lazy writing, Petey.
it's late. I don't know. I think at this point it's gotten to the point where it's like lazy. Like, why do you have to have a twist? You know, I'm not saying there can't be like you don't know what the real thing is, but it's always some kind of odd little thing. So, but at the end, I thought it came together pretty well, and Colin Farrell sold it throughout.
I actually liked it all.
Did you finish it?
I did. I really
Did you?
liked it a lot from beginning to end, even with the plot twist. And I didn't know it was coming. Colin Farrell's great.
Colin Farrell was fantastic,
I
and Amy
can
Ryan
watch
was
it.
really good too.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can watch him in anything. You know, I've just
Yep.
become a big fan of his, and I love the whole old Hollywood, his love of old Hollywood, his love of old
Right.
movies, and how they work those clips into his thought pattern as he was doing things. He's got a great look for old Hollywood. You know, in convertible and nice suit, nice watch, and nice clothes. You know, everything. He's definitely got the old detective mindset from 1950s, 1960s. You know,
See, but saying that, I would have been happy if it was just
If it
Colin
was-
Farrell as a detective show.
if it was just that,
Just
it
a
was-
straight detective show.
I totally get it. Yeah. The other thing,
You know what I mean?
yeah, the other thing is way out there. It's wacky, right? It did maybe because I was just so engrossed with him and that the
Mhm.
Hollywood stuff. It didn't bother me as much as it bothered a lot of people, and it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to come back. I haven't heard anything. I think it got so much.
Well, they left it open ended.
They did, and there was so much negativity towards that plot twist that I don't know if it can overcome it to get in a second episode, second season. Apple's
Second
weird.
season,
Apple is weird on this whole stuff. They are still finding their way on a lot of this stuff, and they haven't made any great shows yet.
Severance.
There's a few, but
Severance is by far the best thing they've done that I've seen.
yeah,
so
and,
far.
and Ted Lasso. Those are probably the
Lasso
biggest.
was good.
Yeah.
Lasso was like diminishing returns as it went on.
So
You know, they were literally kicking the dead horse by the time the show was over.
I
enjoyed it. I
agree.
watched it all, but
yeah, I think I would definitely watch the second season. Just because of him. So
yeah,
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
what else you got?
Me?
You,
Me?
You!
Me?
You get a twofer.
me,
I got a twofer. Look at
married.
that.
Yeah,
Look at that.
married.
Okay.
Married.
Here's something kind of fun. I haven't finished the whole thing yet, but John Mulaney presents Everybody's in LA.
Ah,
His like live talk show.
Oh.
Yeah.
First of all, I love Mulaney. I just Mulaney is fantastic. And a good prequel to this would be his interview on Letterman,
yes.
which I thought was great.
Right.
That was just a blast. And I love when him, Letterman, and Mulaney's dad had dinner.
That's great. I saw it too.
That was just fantastic. That was just so good. The whole thing was good. Goes back to his old school. You know, they're both talking to the kids. The kids are like, "Who the hell are you?" They had no idea who these old guys were.
Yep.
It was just fantastic. But the show is just a loose, goofy, weird, like off the wall talk show that he does live. And I love that he's got Richard Kind as like his Ed McMahon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's just insane. He's absolutely insane. I just the one question. He's like, "So, John, you live in LA?" No. Actually, I live in New York. It's like, no, I know nothing about LA. It was just so good. It's just a lot of fun. It's a little uneven sometimes. I'm not going to say it's perfect, but Mulaney's great, and he just plays into it like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just having fun here. It's just a good time. It's just a really good time.
I saw the Letterman interview on Letterman's Netflix show, and I was really intrigued. And then I have to admit, I saw a couple of reviews that weren't so great, so I didn't go to the actual show. But I do want to check it out. I think Mulaney's good.
It's all about Mulaney. It's just all about Mulaney.
Yeah.
He puts out this
It's a
map
vehicle.
of he puts out this map of LA and he's just showing all the neighborhoods and he's just commenting on it.
Yeah.
It's just so funny. They do a whole episode on just the palm trees. They do an episode on coyotes. The theme is like coyotes.
That's so funny.
It's ridiculous. It's a little trippy. Then you've got like Richard Kind going to the Hollywood Ball trying to score acid. It was so
funny.
And why not?
It was just so funny. It's weird. It's really weird, but it's really, really good. And one little, let's say this is 2B. This is John Mulaney adjacent. John Mulaney on the David Chang cooking live show.
Yep.
John Mulaney with
Yep.
What's his name? With Nick
Nick Kroll.
Oh my God, that was so good.
Yes.
I haven't seen them all, but that episode was just so good.
Well,
they were so funny.
That's on my list actually. I might as well just talk about it now. Dinner Time Live with Dave Chang on Netflix.
David Chang.
That
show's a train wreck.
Starts at 4:00 on Tuesday afternoons, and it's actually, I believe, it's the only live show on Netflix. And
the what's it called was originally live, I think.
What?
The Mulaney specials were.
Oh, was that? I did not know.
Were
that.
also live.
Oh,
I think so. I think they were live. I'm watching the re-recorded version, but
yeah. So, I've only watched a few of the Chang ones live, but it doesn't matter. When you rewatch them, you can tell it's live, right? And it's really interesting seeing the evolution of that show, because I think they were up to like 20 episodes already, and
really,
I think so. Maybe a little bit high on that, not high, but high number wise.
Hi.
Hi,
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
That's
there you go. How's that for a callback?
That was good. So the beginning of the show, episode 1, Chang. I'm a huge Dave Chang fan. And Chris Yang, his co-conspirator.
Oh yeah, Chris is great.
He really tries to cook an entire meal in 1 hour's time, like 4 courses, while talking to 2 celebrities. Now, can you imagine cooking dinner? No, with your two people in like hovering over you or across the island from you, and getting it done in an hour. It cannot be done, right? So, and that was the fun of it in the very beginning. But it was, those first couple episodes were super stressful to watch. They were really fun, but they were really stressful because you could see the stress in Dave. He was trying to get all this stuff done. He's throwing shit around, and he's that kind of cook, right? He doesn't measure anything. There must be a huge clock that you can't see that's counting down. I've got to make 3 more things, and we have only got 25 minutes to go. How do you?
Yeah,
it's got to be really stressful. So now
it's like the clock in The Bear, right? Where they had the clock going on in season 2.
You see it all the time, right? It's like the 24-second clock, right? It's just going on and tick, 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 tick. So the show has evolved from there to they do a lot of, as he calls, sandbagging. He's doing some stuff ahead of time. So he'll have, in fact, I watched yesterday, he made the Chinese pancake batter things, like a blintz, basically. He did make some on screen, but he had a bunch of them made ahead of time. So in case he really fucked them up, he could just
speed it along.
Well, let it go, man.
Yeah, let it go. Yeah. He had some. The guests are great. I mean, they've got so Chang's got a huge web, right? He connects to a lot of people. Kimmel, Bill Simmons, and everyone is just, he's reaching out to he has all these people in his back pocket. He cooks for these people and that people. So the episodes have been so fun. My favorite episode still is Seth Rogen and the crazy guy from The Office. Not Office. What's that guy's name? Doesn't matter. But they eat caviar. Everything it's a caviar menu. Everything's caviar. Yeah. Caviar burritos, caviar tacos. It is so funny. So, and it's a vehicle for these guys to just be crazy, And some of these people I don't really know really well, but you get to kind of get to know them a little bit. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really love that show. This is an odd show that I watched. Well, maybe I'll come back to it. I watched Unfrosted, which was
did you? The Seinfeld one?
The Seinfeld.
About the Pop-Tarts?
The Pop-Tarts?
Yeah. So it's much like I think it was Netflix also. It was much like the space race. It's Kellogg versus General Mills. I think it's General Mills. General Mills.
Fighting came out with the toaster strudel. Yeah.
Yes. Trying to get the goal, like getting to the moon, is making a breakfast fruit something, right? And they can't figure out how to do it. And Jerry works for who makes Pop-Tarts?
Kellogg's.
He works for Kellogg's, and they're across down the street. It's all in Michigan, in Battle Creek, Michigan, and I can't remember who the bad person is for the other company. I think it's Michelle or something McCarthy. No, she's on the good side. I don't remember who the other person is, but it's a full of stars, and it's trite. It's a little bit too syrupy. No pun intended. I like it's an old bit that he did, right? He took a bit and they made it into a movie, right? It's probably fun for kids more than it is almost for adults. But it's all the retro stuff is kind of fun to see. All those things from our past. It was kind of fun.
And the clothes.
And it's cereals that don't exist anymore, and toys and things, yo-yos and whatever. Not great. I don't know why Jerry would do that. But
why not?
He's got a lot of free time.
Because he can. That's why.
Because
he can.
Definitely didn't need to, that's for sure. So there you go. Those are my two for this round. Yeah. So we move on to Whiskey 4.
Whiskey 4.
Let's do number 4.
Whiskey 4.
Let's do number 4.
Whiskey 4.
Oh, here's a biggie. This is from our dear friends at M&H Distillery, the Milk and Honey Distillery.
Tel Aviv, Israel.
Tel Aviv, baby. Tel Aviv. They put out some bangers.
Boy,
they put some bangers. They don't play around.
Nope. These guys are pros, and they are pros.
I mean, there was that pomegranate cask. Oh, mama.
I have to say, I just ran a whiskey tasting last Friday for a fundraiser, and I used the pomegranate cask as one of the single. It was all single malts, and that thing was the favorite of the night. It was really the favorite of the night, which I did not expect because it's odd, but it's really good. All right, I'm going in with my nose, with my schnoz.
Right, shall I read?
Anything to read? Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So Dead Sea. This is part of their Apex series.
Yep.
This single malt whiskey was matured in hand-picked casks at the Dead Sea. The casks, so hard to say.
It is hard
to say.
Yeah.
Were exposed to the harsh and dynamic climate of the lowest place on earth, resulting in almost 40% of Angel's share. A glass of the M&H Dead Sea is a taste of our innovative spunk. The M&H Apex Dead Sea is a single malt whiskey like no other. It is an adventure we went on, driven by our love for whiskey and innovation spunk. I said spunk twice. It is 55.5 alcohol by volume.
Whiskey with 3 5s.
55.5. It's the 555.
This wasn't the stuff they put on the hotel, was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. On the hotel deck.
Yeah,
by the pool or something on the hotel deck.
Yeah. It was on the roof deck. It was like on the roof, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, and I think they ultimately they're still doing stuff there, but I think they've actually moved things out of the sun, I believe. So it's not because the big thing here, of course, is Angel share. It's evaporating pretty quick there.
Yeah, man.
And the hyper aging.
You know what though? It ain't singeing the nose.
No.
Not at all. 55.5.
No, I think the last one was a little more vapory than this is.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I got a little bit of a cold, so maybe I'm a little stopped up.
You can tell it's whiskey though.
It
Oh,
is whiskey.
absolutely. Oh, it smells very nice.
It's
It's very fragrant.
It's pretty.
And
It
a
is.
little woody.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. We've talked about these hot climate whiskey brands, and they a lot of them are from Impex, brought in by Impex, and they all have this Jim Swan DNA. Jim Swan, this professor who was
Great.
the late great Jim Swan, who was a master of distillation and ultimately became a consultant within the industry, and really understood whiskey making in warm climates. So he consulted with these guys. He consulted with Amrit, I believe, no, Paul John, and he consulted with Cavalon in Taiwan. There's a few other ones too.
He did one of the ones. Did he do Starward?
I don't think Starward.
What's the one in Australia?
Starward.
Okay.
I think something in the United States too, I believe. But he's, there's quite a few, and because you are like Mike said, you are aging rapidly, and you're losing volume quickly, and you're losing a lot of water fast. So the ABV goes up, but the volume of what you're getting is going down.
Right.
All right, I'm going in.
Okay. It's very dry.
Yeah.
That's a dry one. That's got some pucker.
Yep.
That's got some pucker.
You got at least on the first bounce, you got a lot of heat.
Yeah.
You got a lot of dryness. Yeah. Peppery. I would say you got a lot of salinity. And that makes sense if you're you're in that environment, the salt's getting into the casks.
I got some sweetness though on the back end.
On the back end, there's some sweetness. Yeah.
Yeah. Did they say what kind of casks it is?
I'm guessing it's a bourbon cask. I don't know that. It's not. I think any kind of a wine cask at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was wondering.
I think it's their basic. It's their basic spirit that's just at the Dead Sea, which is a really crazy concept. We're already in a hot climate in Tel Aviv. Let's go hotter. Let's crank it up and take it down to the below sea level. That's just nuts.
Yeah.
I don't get the salt so much.
Oh, I do.
I don't get them. How about you, Mike? You get some salt?
Maybe a little bit of salt. I get more of the sweetness, and then it's almost like a wine cask finish. How drying it is.
Sort of.
It's not.
Yeah, sort of.
But it's almost like
interesting. It's an interesting comparison.
Yeah.
But it's like brown sugar and vanilla.
Yeah.
On the back end.
So I wonder
with a little bit of fruit in there.
Let's assume bourbon cask for the moment.
Okay.
Hyper aging, right? It's drawing out stuff from the wood.
What is it? The vanillins or whatever they call that stuff.
Right? So maybe that kind of stuff gets hyper exposed to the spirit because the aging is so much faster, especially in that really super hot climate.
And it tastes like an older whiskey than it most likely is.
Oh, totally. I can't imagine this thing being more
so
than...
you're getting something, it's got like richer flavors to it, more armchair whiskey than it is a new bright spirit kind of whiskey.
So I believe M&H's attitude is they are producing sort of like the Scotch industry. Now, the Scotch industry goes by, isn't it 3 years is the number, right? To be Scotch. Mm-hmm. I don't know that this ever got to 3 years.
Yeah,
I'd be surprised if it got to 3 years because of the.
But it sure tastes like
3 months.
It might be 3 months.
It tastes like it's.
No, I don't
know. It tastes like it's a 6 or 8 year old whiskey.
I agree.
I like it.
I love it.
That's very good. That's very good.
I'm not big on dry whiskeys. It's just not. I don't like overly oily, overly rich whiskey,
right?
And I don't like overly dry whiskey. This is
you like a nice balance, don't you?
Well, I do like a balance. This is just short of being too dry for me. Thank God.
Yeah, too much. Yeah.
I like it. I'm not going to say I like it as much as the other three, I think this is very good, but I think I like the other three better so far.
Yeah.
This
Again, not
grows.
bad.
This
Just like the others
grows
better.
on me as I drink more. Yeah, it's getting a little less dry, and
Yeah.
it's getting better. Yum yum. Round 4 of what we've been
On the
watching.
TVs?
What we've been watching on the television.
Okay.
We just started watching The Acolyte.
Oh, how is that?
Me too.
It's
Got pretty good buzz.
I think if you're a big fan of their multiverse,
Yeah.
it's a good show. If you were just coming in from outside, I think you kind of wonder what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's well done. And this poor woman, she's playing twins, so she's
Who's
double
in it?
duty. Double duty.
Don't know her name, the actress's name, but
Who's
she
in-
plays
who's in the show?
twins.
Yeah.
Evil
Twin
twin
sisters,
and not evil twin.
Separate. Well, maybe not evil. You don't
You don't
really
know
know
yet,
Just
yes.
separated. Two different environments, nature versus nurture kind of
Yes.
thing. And I think it's really well done.
It's a different spin on it's
yeah.
like 100 years or so before the first Star Wars movie, I think, is the
Right.
kind of timeline.
It's
So
the pre-prequel.
prequel, and it's
100 years before episode 1, like the one with the rotten little Anakin Skywalker.
yes, yes,
Or-
Yeah.
Not
Right.
100
Yeah.
years before New Hope.
correct,
No.
right,
No,
Yeah.
Okay.
before Vader.
right. So
Yeah.
it's mostly
The Phantom
so
Menace,
far.
before 100 years before Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Yeah. How far, Mike, are you in? I have got through the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, that's where we are.
Yeah.
We're up to that.
Is the fourth one out, or is it that this week?
I think it's probably out already.
Okay.
I think.
So a lot
Maybe
of
it
it's,
maybe it drops today.
I think you're going to see in this, I'm guessing, a little bit harsher look at what the Jedi are, and a little more critical view. There's we don't know for sure where this is going. We've already had an episode where we went back in time to figure out who these little girls are, and how
Yeah.
they've grown up to be who they are to some extent. The cast is pretty good. What's her name from The Matrix is in it.
Oh, that's right.
Carrie
Ann
Ann
Moss.
Moss.
Carrie, yeah.
I'd be kind of curious to see that because I like Carrie Ann Moss.
Yeah. So I'll probably hang with it. It hasn't gotten the best buzz in the world, but I like the standalone Star Wars things. I think they're kind of fun. Yeah. Then you're not sucked
And for-
into the Darth Vader stuff.
And for a finite number of episodes,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I can watch this.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I've lost time doing this.
No, I agree.
And the production quality is really high.
It's super
It's
high.
really well done.
All of them
It's really
are.
fun.
All of them are.
Yeah,
Two
it's
things
really-
based from this is I was talking to my son. He's a Star Wars nerd, and he's on these Star Wars forums and whatever. It's all these Star This nerds. They hate it. They hate it because there's already all kinds of like that couldn't have happened. This is no way this happened because this happened at this point in time, and this happened at this point in
So
time.
the geeks are sucking the joy out of it.
Yeah, they are sucking the joy out of it. Yes.
That's why I don't read any of that stuff.
No, me either.
'Cause it
Another,
takes a turn.
I do not remember the name of this series. It's on the hub on Disney Plus in the Star Wars hub. I don't know if there's 2 seasons of it or not, but it's all animated, and it's not a series. It's a series, but it's not a series. It's not a connecting series. There's maybe
It's
8
not
to
the
10.
Clone Wars.
No. It's not a story series. Individual episodes of Star Wars stuff, but they're all done
Is
by
that the ones that done like different like anime and all different kinds of
they're all
stuff?
different animators.
Yeah.
It's really
Right.
good, and forget the Star Wars stuff. It's but they're just the anime. I mean, the Star Wars is this overarching theme that's going on through all this stuff
Right.
in the world, but every animator, it's a different way of telling a story. Really good. I cannot remember the name of it. There's like I think 8 or 10 episodes both seasons. Really fun, and they're just all different kinds of animation. Really good. So check it out.
Okay. Yeah,
Mike,
I'm kind
you,
of done with Star Wars and Marvel. I'm putting them.
I'm
they're
definitely
all
done
on
with
the back
Marvel.
burner.
Yeah, I'm definitely done with Marvel.
Done.
Although
never done.
I considered jumping back.
They're never
into-
done either. That's the problem.
Is
Yeah.
Daredevil out? Is that a movie or is it on TV? Because there's another.
I think it's going to be a TV series, and I don't think it's out yet.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Anything else, Mike?
Ange, what do you got?
Oh, Mike says pass.
Let's see. Okay, here we go. Here's one that caught me by surprise. Nikki Glazer. Someday You'll Die.
Why did that catch you by surprise?
God.
Did you not know Nikki Glazer? Did you not?
Not really. You know what? There's
Yeah.
another comedian. I was confusing the two. I thought that, I don't just because I just don't follow comedians that much. But is somebody Schlesinger or somebody?
Yeah.
Is there Liza?
Yes. No.
Yeah, I don't think I cared for her too much.
Yeah.
But I put this on just out of it was, I saw it. I'm like, let me try that. Oh my God. She is filthy and hilarious.
Yeah.
It was. I laughed out loud so many times.
Just filthy.
She was fantastic. She was great.
So
again, don't watch it with the kids.
Yeah,
but she
not
was
safe
fantastic.
for family viewing. She
Oh my God, I was dying.
It's not Wonderful World of Disney. No, you don't
No.
put that on at 7:00.
No, it's more like Mutual of Omaha, Wild Kingdom. It's more like where all the animals just get killed and there's blood on the screen.
So
but in a funny way.
Poor Jim.
She came to my radar via Howard Stern. She's been a Stern guest for quite a while. But the other place where she's known is she does the Friars roasts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Comedy Central roasts are,
so what she would
hysterical.
The great hysterical's right. And she would come on Stern the day after one of these roasts, a couple days after, and she'd tell all the stuff that she didn't use. Yeah. And it was so much worse. And I don't mean worse, but so over the top than what she'd already said about whoever. It was hilarious. And so she was just on this Tom Brady roast, right? Which that was very controversial. Not her, but that whole thing was controversial. And if you saw any of the clips from her ripping Tom Brady a new one, it was just magnificent. She's just spectacular. She is so funny. And she's pretty open about lots of her own issues. And that's what a lot of her angst comes from on I think she's like Sarah Silverman and Whitney Cummings, and they've got this niche, and they're strong, and they're like Joan Rivers, and they probably were all idols. They probably all idolized her, and maybe idolized Sarah Silverman because she's older. But yeah, Nikki's just great, so funny. I gotta watch it.
Oh my God!
She's
I was dying.
Yeah.
I was dying.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Well,
she was fantastic.
What else you got? You got another one for this round?
Yeah. You know what? Well, there's a couple things I started. I did not finish. I kind of gave up on Under the Bridge.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that Under the Bridge. I forgot about it.
Yeah, I mean, I like Riley Keough in general.
Yeah,
I didn't care for her on this. You know, but I mean, I like Lily Gladstone. I thought she was really good, but I just kind of I lost interest. I just lost interest in the show.
I really liked it. I thought I did not know the details of this story. I mean, I knew of it when the promotion for this it came out. I read a little bit about it.
Is it done? Has it wrapped?
It's done.
Okay.
It's a very interesting story. It's very scary. I mean, sad. And what this family has gone through.
They were what? Indian or
Indian?
Pakistani? What were they?
Indian, I think, and this small town in Vancouver.
But they were Jehovah's Witnesses, right?
The Jehovah's Witnesses, and their daughter gets killed, bullied, basically. And then they went on to create a organization, an anti-bullying organization. The mother just passed away a few years back, I believe, and I think the father may still be alive, and he had, I believe, and at least I'm not sure if this is in I think it is part of the real story. At one point, their daughter, who is just acting out, wants no part of them, like a normal teenager. She befriends a bunch of kids, girls in a halfway house, and who all think they want to be gangsters. And they tell her that she should leave her parents, and the way to do that is to get out, is to blame your father of sexual violence, a sexual crime. And so he goes to jail. because she lies to the cops and says, he touched me or something. And it's very sad. It's really horrible. And Riley Keough plays a
She's
girl
a journalist.
She's a journalist. She grew up there, and she had lost her brother in an accident. Right. And she comes back. Her parents still live in town, and she comes back to write about the girls of this. She's trying to resurrect her career a bit. The girls of this world, and then this whole thing happens, and right. She tries to write about it and get inside of these kids' heads a bit, and she befriends a boy who is convicted of the crime of murder with someone else, with one of these girls, and she tries to help him get out of it, because he's not the actual murderer, but part of it. So it's pretty deep. It's pretty intense. It's a little hard to watch at some times, and but I stuck with it because the performances are really good. Lily Gladstone's really good. Riley Keough's really good. The kids are really good. There's a lot of jumping in time.
Maybe I'll go back to it. Maybe I'll go back.
But it's not.
I'll probably have to start from the beginning again.
It's not a fun watch. Oh
no! No!
Not a fun watch. So
no.
Let's see. The Gentleman. Did we watch The Gentleman?
I started it. I didn't go back to it though.
I highly, highly recommend this show.
That's what's his name? What's the guy? He's the guy that did Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Yes. Wasn't he married
Madonna's husband?
Madonna's husband. That guy.
Or ex-husband. I don't know if they're still married or not.
Somebody Pierce? Is it?
No. It'll come to me. It'll come to me.
He's not in it, but I think it's his creation, right?
Right.
And I don't know about the movie. I didn't see the movie. The movie's isn't it with Brad Pitt? I think.
No, it's Matt. Actually, you know what? I did see the movie. I think Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, McConaughey. It's McConaughey.
And
right.
Jeremy Strong's in it.
Yes.
And again, Hugh Grant also playing a bad guy again.
So I don't really understand the connection between the movie and the series. The series is so fun. It's about a guy who's in the
Ritchie. Guy Ritchie.
There you go.
Yeah.
Guy Ritchie. Popped in my head.
A guy in the military who comes from aristocracy in the British military. His father is dying on his deathbed, so he has to go home and visit. And he's gets out of the military for a brief moment, and his dad passes away. There's another brother, and who's a doofus, and a sister. And his dad dies. He's the Earl of something, and he's got this massive castle, lots of land, and dad dies. And so at the reading of the will,
hey, your mic's freaking out.
Oh, hold on 1 second. You guys chat a bit while I fix my mic.
Yeah. We'll chat about him. Is it
never
better
liked
again?
him. Never liked
better
him.
again? Better again now?
It's better with just two of us. I never liked him.
Like quiet Aaron. Is that what it is?
He's a huge problem. Green room. Send him away. 50 episodes. He still can't get it right.
Now we lost him. Now we got technical difficulties. Oh my God. You know what this is like? This is like Everybody's in LA. This is just like the John Mulaney.
Same thing.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go with like Richard Kind to the Hollywood Bowl, and I'm going to score some acid.
Hello.
Hey, you're back.
All right. Okay.
You're faint, but you're back. Yeah.
I'm back. Okay. So the reading of the will happens, and the older brother, the doofus brother, who's just, hasn't done anything in life, he's expecting to get everything. The title, the land, everything. And what happens? Of course, the other brother, the cool brother from the military, he gets it all. Who's smart and he's worldly, and he gets it all. And he can't figure out really why there's really where's all this money? It doesn't seem like there's much money in this estate. What's going on? Well, it turns out that Dad had been renting the land to a crime mob they're growing marijuana underneath property. And the woman that is part of this marijuana growing family is beautiful, and she's smart, and she doesn't want this to end. And this the gentleman wants it to end. He wants her off of the estate, wants to end this relationship. But through a series of events in every episode, he gets sucked in a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and it's hilarious, and it's fun, and it's dangerous, and it's fun, and it just, and her father, this bad guy, this woman, her father is like the king, is a kingpin. He's in jail or in prison, and he has like a separate, like he has like his own pagoda that he lives in, and he has his own cook, and has bottles of wine, and there's no, and the guards just kind of like look away. It's spectacularly funny. I highly recommend it. It's just so British, so fun. Gentlemen, Netflix, I believe. Yeah. Let's see. Should I give another one here? Let's do one more here.
Yeah, well, you know what? Do one more. We'll do the last whiskey, and then we'll go to things that we're looking forward to.
Okay. So I just finished this, and I've talked about it before, and I'm going to say it again. I just finished season 3. I think it's 3 on Hulu of Shoresy.
Oh yeah. They just dropped it. Then you just finished it.
It's only 6 episodes, and they're short.
Oh, okay.
And it actually ends by saying the end of Shoresy, part 1. So I know Jared Kiso signed a new contract with the production company network in Canada for the long-term contract. So, and I think it's to keep the series going for a while. So it wasn't going away. I can't tell though if they're going to have a second part of this 3rd season later in the year, or really season 4 is going to be the next part.
Is it like an NBA contract? Like, does he go into free agency? Is it a sign-in trade? What's going on?
It's funny you say that. It's not exactly that. But so it's about a guy.
But for the record, for everything I say is funny. I said it.
It's true. Because you're very ironic, and you're also funny.
Hey, there you go.
You're ironical.
You're ironical. It's funny, haha, and funny.
And a little more ironical. So a little bit of both. Yeah.
So it's about a senior men's hockey league in Sudbury, Ontario, a suburb of Toronto. And this person, Shoresy, has played in senior hockey leagues around. And in the prior series that this is based a spinoff of, called Letterkenny, which is in another part of Ontario, he plays in a senior league there, and at the end of that series, he gets called to Sudbury to play on this other team. And it's owned by this woman, and she has 2 Indigenous women. By the way, all the women in the show are amazingly beautiful. I mean, 10, 11s, and 12s. It's just, and it's part of the backdrop to the story, to the show. So she gets him
Spinal Tap casting agency.
Correct. She gets him to come in because he's got this long career in senior league hockey, but she wants a winner, and she's got this team that can't win. This is in season 1. So he brings in 3 or 4 guys who have been in senior leagues in other places in the country, who all have backgrounds, the long-term backgrounds of hockey, brings them in, and all of a sudden they become great. And it's about, senior league hockey. And they get good, they win a championship, they go through ups and downs, and season 3, they are now on the precipice of winning the national senior league championship, not just in Ontario, not just in Sudbury, and so there's bringing all these other teams in from all over, and you learn about these other teams, and you learn more about the team itself. But he's an aging hockey player. What happens to aging, amateur athletes or any athlete? And it really takes a turn about what's happening to him as an aging, what's going to happen to him. And there is a bit of, you mentioned the NBA, there's a bit of what's going to happen to this guy at the end of his career. And that's kind of the overarching story in it. It's hilarious. It's filthy. It's the hockey part the hockey is great. The hockey scenes are great. What's going on, the language, the jargon of in the locker room and on the ice is hockey, and it's very Canadian. It's very international because you've got a lot of French going on too. Not a lot, a little bit. A lot of inside jokes, a lot of parody of ESPN and sports on TV. It's really funny, and it's something you have to watch a couple times.
French, or is it French Canadian?
It's French Canadian. It's French Canadian.
Oh, French Canadian.
Yes, yes. One of the hockey players is named, I think it's JJ. I want to say JJ Pierre JJ. So everything.
JJ.
One of the other players is from Newfoundland, and you can't. We need to get Joanne on. The joke is you can't understand him at all because he's from Newfoundland, and it's like he doesn't say boys, he says boys. It doesn't. You have no idea what he's saying. Some of it you have to have their subtitles for him. It's so good. One guy only speaks in French, and there's subtitles. Very funny. Highly recommend it. I said to my friend Andy, I think I even liked it better as a sports comedy series than Ted Lasso. I think it's as even in the early days of Ted Lasso. So, Shorzy, Hulu, watch it. A.
Tread bien.
And there's
Tread
so
bien,
many
senor.
great cliches that just become part of your brain that you know already. Like the one I say a lot. I already said it before is you got to set the tone. You got to set the tone. And I hear setting the tone, Mike, you know, right? You hear it you hear it all the time. And I actually bought a Shorzy set the tone sweatshirt because it's such a somebody's got to set the tone. Somebody has to get there and set the tone. It's so great.
That's funny.
It's so great.
All right. I'll have to try it again.
By the way,
Whiskey 5?
The 25th pick is Pacome Dadiet to the New York Knicks. He's French. See the connection I made there? There's like so many French guys being drafted. It's crazy. It's
crazy. First it was the Serbs, now it's the French.
Yes. Well,
because we took all the Serbs.
There's
no Serbs left.
Wemby last year.
Right.
All right.
The French Revolution and the NBA.
That's right. They're taking over. They're going to take the darn Statue of Liberty back with them.
Oui.
All right.
Oui.
Our final whiskey of
Last
this.
One?
Whiskey number 5.
Oh, from an old friend.
For our 50th episode. I think it's a good one. I'm guessing it's going to be a great one. I just have a good little feeling.
Did they ever disappoint us?
This distillery has never disappointed us.
Never.
Unlike you.
Never.
Unlike me.
My middle name.
Endlessly.
My middle name is disappointment. So it's okay. I'm ironic, moronic, and disappointing all at the same time.
Ding.
But in a good way.
Ding.
IMD. All right.
What do we got?
This is the Kilhoman batch strength 57 core range 57% ABV. Matured in a combination of recharred red wine casks. Oloroso sherry butts.
Really?
Butts are easy to say than casks. And bourbon barrels. Barrels are easy to say than casks.
Yes, they are.
Why is one a cask, one's a barrel, and one's a butt? I don't know. Aren't they all casks? Anyway, a few drops of water were added post-maturation to produce a batch strength of 57% ABV. The result is a colossal dram combining the natural peat smoke and citrus character of Kilhoman with dark fruits, rich spices, and salted caramel sweetness. Yum.
Now, I would have not thought from looking at the color, all those casks are part of this. It's it's way lighter than I expected from what you just described. Looking.
Well, they're all, I mean, it could be second fill. They could be whoever.
True.
Else.
Good point.
You know what it is? It's that drop of water they add.
It's that one drop of water.
It totally brought it back.
Yes, that just changed.
Because this would have been 57.5%.
Yeah.
Now it's 57. It's like Heinz 57.
Varieties.
But not really.
Varieties in there.
Cast strength ketchup.
Oh, man, that smells good.
Surprisingly, I'm getting peat on the nose.
Shocking.
Really?
No, it's Q, man. It's a Q. Well, it's a PDQ. It's a PTQ, PDQ,
You know,
not PDQ.
Kilhoman's DNA is
It's
so
delicious.
it's delicious, but you know if it's Kilhoman. You know,
Oh yeah.
they're 15 years old now, 16, something like that.
that.
They've
Something
got
like that.
now you know a Kilhoman. Not even now, but it's been a while. But like it's Lefroy, it's Lagavulin, it's Ardbeg, you know it's Kalila by the nose, by the taste. It's Kilhoman.
I mean, right out of the gate, they were really good. Right out of the gate. The second editions, the Makir Bay, which was like 12 years ago, we had the Makir Bay.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah, Makir Bay.
They were remember when they were the kids on Isla? They're not the kids anymore.
Yep.
There's younger folks now.
Yeah.
And Mike, I think the Makir Bay is the one that won you over on the Pete.
That won me over, yeah.
I think we were on Gillespie's pod when we did the virtual tastings.
Mm-hmm.
We were on one of the first ones.
Yeah.
Or second one maybe, and then he did that one. That was so good.
Well,
anyway, but let's talk about this.
The nose is
about this.
Spectacular. It's just rich.
It's like light barbecue and smoke. You get a little bit of fruit there.
Get a little bit of spray.
I'm going in. It's got some oiliness to it. It's a little like chili spice, not peppery.
Yeah. I think you're right. Definitely
like a poblano, like definitely a roasted poblano, or maybe like a serrano chili, something like that.
Yeah.
Not a long finish.
Oh, can I get really fancy? A shishito pepper.
Oh, look at you!
Shishito. A little roasted shishito pepper.
No ghost pepper. No habanero.
No, that's too hot. No, that's too hot.
Too hot on the capsaicins.
Serranos, poblanos, shishito. They're like delightfully hot. They're like a tingle. You know what I mean? They're like a nice tingle. Like a jalapeno.
I said
that's a nice tingle.
I said that it doesn't linger. It actually does linger. It's lingering.
But in such a nice way. And again, I'm getting that like roasted sweet, like barbecue and pepper.
Yeah, that's the second taste. You get past the heat, and that's where you get the finish.
And maybe because we've already had a couple, but it doesn't. To me, it tastes like 57%.
No,
right?
No. This is frighteningly easy drinking.
Well, I wouldn't say it was easy drinking, but it's approachable.
It's all good, unless of course the last four whiskeys kind of numb me a little bit. I'm a little.
Yeah, I thought the Isla Rosé was actually the one that had more punch right out of the gate.
Yeah. Well, that one
compared to the other two,
really dry though. That was really dry
compared to the other two,
right? But I really like the rest. No, which one was the really dry one? Yeah, the Rosé was the driest of the five so far, right?
But that was the one I felt was a little. Well, it was only 52.
Only.
52? Yeah, 52. It I felt that had more punch right away. Where this, it's 57. It's hot.
It's hot.
But it's not bad.
No.
I mean, it's.
I would say it's luscious.
That's good. I like that. Oh my god,
I love
that. Is delicious.
The second gulp. Was just wow. It's just magnificent.
But I'm sticking with the charred peppers and sweetness.
Yeah,
I'll get the third one. I get the third gulp. It's good.
I get less of the pepperiness on the second taste.
Yeah.
Now there's more sweetness, I think.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting how that evolves? That it just your mouth changes, the flavors change.
Yeah, you're desensitized to it. Yeah.
That's good.
And you get a little more of the salinity.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
A little more of the barbecue, the like you said, roasted poblanos. That's good. Delicious. I'm gonna go one more. It's like a session whiskey. It's nice.
Sure. Easy drinking.
Well, I could do a few of these for sure. Over.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Around the fire.
Oh my god!
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Light it up.
Light them up, boys.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Light my fire.
No, this is
Until
really,
you get too many of them and you fall in the fire.
Yeah, you gotta have a
That's the
safe
problem.
distance. Safe
Or,
distance.
or the Doritos
that's-
fall into the fire, and then the dog goes to retrieve them, and then the dog gets sick.
Then you,
You
Singed.
can't have
then you
that.
singe the dog.
And then the wife gets mad at the guy who's supposedly dropped the chips. Say,
Then
"You burned my dog." That
then the
never
text
happened.
comes
did it?
out
What is
saying,
this?
"Who burned my dog?"
That never
Who
happened,
burned
did
my
it?
dog?
That never happened. What?
Who burnt my dog?
May she rest in peace.
This is so
Boy, that's good.
good.
Should we pour one out for Lily?
Boy, that's good.
Can we
Boy,
pour one
that's
out for
good.
Lily?
Boy, that's good.
That's delicious. Delicious. All right. So why don't we go to what we're looking forward to watching? And I only have 2 shows that I know of that are coming out for sure that I really want to see. And then we can go back and rehash the whiskeys.
Sure. I don't even.
I got a son about to turn 16, and I told him when he was 16 he was allowed to watch The Boys.
Oh my God.
So he is just chomping at the bit. He's got.
You're assuming he hasn't watched them already.
He says he hasn't.
Yeah.
He says he hasn't.
Sure.
So the next season's coming out. We're gonna binge the first couple
You're going to watch it with him?
and then
Oh, that's uncomfortable.
I don't think I could watch it with him.
There's no.
watch
My youngest has been watching Game of Thrones. I'm like, yeah, I'm not watching that with you.
I'll
Like,
watch
knock
it.
yourself out, but
And yeah, we're looking forward to watching The Boys.
So,
And then the other thing I got.
before you go,
It's
before
right
you go
there.
on, wait, hold on.
What, Phillies?
Oh, the Phillies.
No, go on. What are you gonna say, Aaron?
Well, the Boys. I actually remember this is season 4.
Four's coming out. Yeah.
And I remember not liking 3, and I can't actually remember if I actually finished 3 because it was
gave
just
up on
kind of
3.
I kind of gave
Yeah.
up on it. At least I gave up on it mentally. The 4 is the last season. I hear, right? There's no more, and I considered jumping back in. I don't know. I was so disappointed in 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't because we all loved the first 2 seasons. It was so
Yeah.
crazy and fun.
First 2 were good. Yeah.
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 But I don't know if I can do 4. I'm not sure. I want
So
to.
we'll jump into it and see how he gets with it. And then the other thing I got is right there.
Baseball?
We finally have a summer of baseball.
What do you mean a summer
What
of
do you
baseball?
mean?
We got a team you actually might want to watch.
Oh, the
Oh,
Phillies.
we've had
Oh,
a
the
team we've
Phillies.
wanted to
Yeah.
watch the last 3
Last
years.
couple years, yeah.
Well,
The last couple years have been good.
they were heartbreakers. Now you
Well-
got a team. They look like they're the best team in baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
you know what that means? You know what that's going to mean?
They're
You
going to
know
break
what
our hearts
Heartbreaker.
again.
They're going to shatter it. They're going to
Best
rip it
team in
out.
baseball.
They're going to crush it.
And
They're going
Philly.
to put it on the
and
ground.
you-
They're going to stomp on
Best
it.
team in baseball.
Then they're going to pick it up and they're going to put it back in you. That's
And
what's gonna
then
happen.
they're going to go to work on you.
And then they're gonna work.
and then they'll get
That's what's going to
serious.
happen.
Yes.
I mean, all this excitement, all that stuff, it's just impending doom.
Let me tell you,
We
Mike.
got,
Let me tell you, from Los Angeles here, we're on our probably going to be our 4th year in a row at Dodger fans seeing 100-win season. I think it's never been done in a row. Being the best regular season team means 0 in the new
Exactly.
world of baseball playoffs, which I think are horrible. And I there's a really good chance that the Dodgers, the Phillies, and the Yankees won't be in the World Series because
how dare you?
I know.
How dare you?
I hate to
sir.
say it because of this cockamamie nonsense, the way they have changed.
You mean the
Playoffs.
baseball play-in tournament, basically?
Yeah, well, and if you're the top 2 teams, you don't play of each division.
You get too much time off.
You get a week off. And that's
Yeah, it's too much
baseball's
time
a
off.
game you play every day for
Yeah.
months and months and months. You don't want days off, and you shouldn't be penalized. This is my soap. Can I have the soapbox? My soapbox.
Yes.
You shouldn't be penalized for being the best team and best.
It's a penalty, not a reward. Where before
Totally.
they thought it was a reward,
That's right.
and
Yeah.
it's taking the guy who's really hot and sitting him.
That's right. It's stupid.
You don't sit somebody during a streak.
No.
You let them keep going.
It's all about flow, right?
It's about flow. It's about flow. But
You got to set the tone.
you
You
know,
gotta set the tone.
you got to
That's
set
what
the
it's
tone.
about.
You have to
Let's
set the tone. So true. This is our 50th episode. We are finally setting the tone. Finally.
We set the tone. It took us 50 episodes, but we set
We
the
are
tone.
finally going to set the tone.
Oh.
Yes. And
People may find us to be tone deaf. when we're saying this.
Sure. But cheers to your baseball viewing for the
Uh-huh.
summer. It's the best.
Again, I'll say it again. Ironic, moronic, ultimately disappointing.
Disappointing.
Yes, setting the tone. Yes. Ange, what are you looking forward to watching?
I think we both are looking forward to the same show, so
Yes.
I'll just say it: The
Say it.
Bear season 3, which dropped tonight.
I will be when we are done here tonight. I will be clicking off quickly because I will be watching the first 1 to 2 episodes tonight.
Oh, you're gonna do it? Oh,
My
yeah.
wife-
I'm waiting for number one son.
My
to,
wife-
so we're gonna sit down and we're gonna watch it together. I think.
Yes, I'm sure my daughter, who I believe it dropped at 6 o'clock our time, so 2 hours ago. I'm sure she's already through 4 episodes. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure she's.
So okay, what are your feelings based upon the trailer? How do you think it's going to go?
I think there's going to be. Well, just look at. We've opened a brand new restaurant. You guy with the pains of that. It's not easy, and although my guess is there'll be a jump in time. They'll be down the road.
They're not going to open up from the.
I don't know.
From the last.
Maybe they jumped in time last season. From 1 to 2.
Right.
I would think they'll jump a little bit. So we're down the road a little bit. We've kind of figured things out, but there's going to be a lot of drama in the restaurant. And I think it's logical to think that it's going to be really hard on Carmy. It's going to be tough. He's going back. He thinks he wants this, but does he really need it? Can he really survive in it?
Have you been on the Ringer lately?
I have not. A little bit.
They did an interesting article basically saying that the whole show is about Sid and Carmy basically winding up together. It's sort of a love story about those two. And they break it down like with all like the stuff that happens throughout the show.
I hope that's not the case.
It was kind of interesting, the whole bit. So, but there was a whole thing where they were talking about like how, with Mikey, he really loved the restaurant business and he loved cooking, even though he was a mess. And he wouldn't let Carmy work at the restaurant. So Carmy was more just doing all this to prove basically a big F you to the family, saying, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it better than all of you.
Yeah.
But there was never any love. Whereas with Sydney, it's all about, the love of the cooking and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And how they're kind of like working off of each other. Like, they're making each other both better and worse at the same time.
I'd like to think, because putting them together romantically is a cliche in TV. I hope.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then when does the wedding episode happen, and when does the baby episode happen? I hope none of that happens. Right. I really don't want them together.
Right. I don't think it will. I don't think it will. But I mean, it was a funny read. It was a very good read.
Yeah, I hope they don't go down some cliches. I hope they stay kind of true to the difficulties of working in that kind of environment, and also further exploring the everyone's backstories. I hope that's what it is, and with great food. With great food, I am looking forward to it. It's interesting that a really highly rewarded show, Hulu just dropped it all at once. It's funny that they do that, because they could milk this thing for 8 weeks. And they're not doing that, or even dropping 2 of them and then milking the rest of it. They're not doing that. Yeah.
I mean, I guess they feel like there's enough momentum with this show that it's going to carry it for like the next 6 months.
I wonder what I wonder shows like that, what the repeat viewership is. Like you and I.
Well, I've watched them all
2 or 3 times.
I watched the first season like 3 times.
Yeah.
And I watched the second season at least twice.
I wonder, and they're short. They're 22, 23 minutes long. They're not long. I wonder if there's a lot of people that just doesn't matter that it's already out. We're going to watch it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to tell our friends they're going to watch it 4 times too. I don't know.
Well, and sometimes with shows like this, I'm like, it was an easy watch, and I'm like, it was really good. And I want to go back and say, was it really that good? And I go back going, yeah, it was really that good.
Yeah. Well,
I did the same thing with Ted Lasso. I did the same thing with Normal People. I've watched Fleabag a couple times.
Yeah.
And it holds up. Each time it actually gets a little better.
See, you know what this is? This is our Ardbeg 10, and our Lafroig 10, and our Lagavulin 16, and our Kilhoman pick 1. We just keep going back to them. They're that good. Yeah. You just keep going back to them. I really, that's my analogy for the night.
I gotcha. Succession I think is worth a rewatch.
Yeah.
There are shows that are definitely worth a rewatch.
What else are you looking
The
forward to?
Bear, really looking forward to. And the second show, there's a show called Industry,
Uh-huh.
and its season 3 comes out in August. I think I need to go back and watch season 2 again. It's kind of tough to remember what goes on because the show kind of gets in the weeds with all the finance stuff. But it's really about these kids. It's almost like Euphoria, but in like high finance.
Yeah.
These kids are just like a little wild and they're a little hungry and there's a lot of sex and drugs and all kinds of weird stuff going on. But the second season was really good. And what's his name was in it? One of the Duplass brothers. I forget which one it was. The one that was in the college show.
Yeah.
Not Mark.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's his name? Jay
Duplass.
Duplass.
Yeah.
He was great because he was like a millionaire, just kind of wackadoo. But he was tremendous. He was really, really good in it. It's a good show. And I think one of the guys that was on Lost is in it.
Oh.
Asian guy.
Oh, yeah.
I think. And he's very good in it too. I don't know his name, but
I know his name. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. It's
anything
a good
else
show.
you're looking
It's a really
forward to?
That's all I went through one of the things on TV saying all the stuff that's coming out. They were the two that like kind of really jumped out.
What's the
a lot of stuff is that
you mentioned the Apple show that's coming back.
Severance is
coming back
right?
too. Yeah. There's a mini trailer or
back.
like clips. Yeah, I want to see that too.
Okay.
Yep. I think The Bear for me is number one for sure.
Yep.
And Severance too. I just watched, at least my wife and I just watched the first episode of I don't even know what the hell it's called. The new Game of Thrones, whatever the hell it's called. We watched
House of the Dragon.
It was pretty good. Yeah. And the new Lord of the Rings, whatever, second season of that thing's coming soon. I want to watch that too. I think that's about it. I don't know what else is on the radar.
Yeah, neither do I.
Nope.
Neither do I.
So this has been good though. We've pounded through some good whiskey. We caught up on 6 months of television, and all in honor of our 50th episode. I keep wanting to say anniversary. It's our 50th episode. Yes. It's really amazing. When this thing was just a little germ of an idea. Just a germ.
Now it's a full-blown virus.
It might have been an amoeba. It might have been it was probably an amoeba. It was some single-cell organism.
I don't think that's what we want it to be, but it's an outbreak. Is that what you're saying?
You know what it's like? In The Last of Us, those spores that just keep going.
Yes.
Bigger.
Yes.
It's a fungus. There's a fungus among us.
Yep.
And it is what we watch when we drink.
Yes. It is what we
How about that?
We are
But you know what kills a fungus?
What?
Alcohol,
right.
Okay, that's true.
We're like a zombie movie. A zombie. What's that zombie show?
You can't.
What's that one that's never ending?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. We just don't. You can't kill us. We just keep having spin-offs and keep going, and no matter what, a lot of people don't know this. Back when we had like episode 2 and 3, we had like five other co-hosts. They've all died. Now we're down to 3. We're down to 3. So who knows if we're all going to survive? I don't know. We may not.
That's right. That's right.
But I heard one of them got his
podcastopolis.
One of them went on to their own podcast, but that's a different story.
That's another story.
So,
all right. So what about these whiskeys? What do we think?
Well, I loved them all.
They were good.
Loved them all. It's hard not to love Kilchoman for me.
Oh my God! Yes.
I mean, it's hard to pick a favorite, but because really, they're all different. I really, and we got 2 things on the far end. The first 2, the first 3 really. Those are pretty brand new whiskeys. Those are really young, new distilleries.
I really like the Nick Neen. I really like that Nick Neen.
Yeah,
that was different. It was just really, really different.
And that bottle's just
and bonus points for that bottle.
Totally. Yeah.
I like the. I think I like the Rosé the best.
It was good. Yeah.
Again, it's like picking your favorite child.
Sure. Yeah.
We all know how that goes.
Yeah, you get in trouble.
But I think I like that the best, and then the Kilchoman.
Yeah.
And then the other 3, again, not that they weren't good, but they were just out of my wheelhouse flavors,
Yeah.
And I hate the fact that Kilchoman's in my wheelhouse now.
Oh, the Kilchoman's delicious.
Well,
the Kilchoman's really good.
And it's scary because there's so many of them. There are so many interesting releases they put out, and you will have a colorful wall and a colorful underside of your house if you start getting into the Kilchoman world. They have great. They hopefully they'll keep doing boxes. Their boxes are really cool. I think I'd lean towards a Kilhoman as being the number one, and then I don't know. I like that McNean too. That was really good. They're all good.
I just you notice the McNean is just very different from the other 5.
Yeah.
It is. It's just different. And again, that bottle, man, is freaking beautiful.
Points for how pretty it is. You're giving it pretty points.
Pretty. It's so pretty. It's just really, really pretty. I just like the way it's all laid out.
Gentlemen, this was
the green glass, the flowers.
Oh my God, it's just beautiful. Okay. It's just beautiful. No, this was a really great opportunity to get together and just talk about no guests, no agenda except our TV viewing habits.
But we love our guests.
And we do love our guests, and we'll have some more in the future. We got more coming up. We've
By the way, I floated the idea out there. 2 of our favorite returning guests coming together, joining forces. We're going to blow up the podcast world.
Don't give it away.
I won't give it away.
I think I know what you're talking
about. 2 of
I'm
our
a little
favorites.
bit scared.
2 of our dear friends.
Yes, Don Rickles and Bob Newhart are coming on.
We're going on.
Right. I'm not going to say who, but I'm going to get an email out there. It may take a while because we're dealing with multi-coasts, a lot of time zones.
Yep.
There's a multiverse.
Language barriers.
Language barriers.
We need a flux capacitor.
Customs, immigration. There's whole country.
Translate app has got to work. We got
passports.
There's a lot going on.
There's currency issues and yes. The ICB. There's everything. Yeah.
There's Brexit. There's
There's
Brextrins.
There's a war in Ukraine at the moment. We've got embargoes. We've got sanctions. There's a lot.
But we're going to make it happen.
We're going to make it happen.
We're going to make it happen.
Okay.
It's going to happen.
Gentlemen, this was great. Everyone, this was What We Watch When We Drink, our 50th episode on the Booze Dancing Entertainment Network.
50 more.
And a very, 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 very special thank you to Sam Filmus, Chris Udi, and our friends and family at the Impact Beverage Company, who blessed us with 5 beautiful whiskeys tonight.
Yeah.
And they're all, you guys might be reviewing them separately, maybe a little bit.
Nah, this is it.
This is it.
This is it.
Let's see. We had the Loch Leah, the McNean, the Oliver Say, Milk and Honey, and Kilhoman. Just wonderful. And we know a few of these folks, and we love them dearly. They make just wonderful, wonderful whiskey, and get out there and support these folks and have a drink. So
when you see them, buy them. You won't be disappointed.
No, you will not be. And we will see you all real soon on another podcast. Oh, by the way, this will be a podcast soon. If you're watching live, this will be a podcast coming up. Send us those cards and letters. Let us know what you think. And then we will chat next time.
Yeah, and before this comes out as a podcast, by all means, be sure to upgrade your iPhones and your Android devices because you're going to need some memory for this one. It's a biggie.
Totally, it's a big one.
It's like the Bruce Springsteen double album set live.
Right. It's like Kiss Alive 2.
Yes, right.
It's like the Wiggles.
It's like the Wiggles. Wiggles Alive 1.
All right.
Yes.
All right. See, ironic, moronic, disappointing.
Oh.
Get us out of here.
Shall I roll the credits?
Get us out of
Play
here.
us off.
All right. Cheers, folks. If you enjoy this show, please subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, Audible, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. You can also find us on boozdancing.com. And if you have any questions, comments, show or drink suggestions, email us at boozdancing@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.